everybody. Welcome to Heroes in Theory, episode 5. That's right. We've been over a month. I'm so excited. All right. I am everyone's friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master, Lee. These are our usual heroes. We have, for those of you who don't know, I'll go ahead and just sound them off. Ben, say hi.
Hello.
That's Ben. All right. Lucy, I'm sorry. Rebecca, say hi.
Hello.
All right. Minotaur Bullboy, Wes, say hi.
Hi.
And Raging Cajun Slim, say hi.
Well,
Cliff.
hello there. I'm so glad you made it.
All right.
Cliff should probably say hi too. That's just the fun.
Yeah, I mean, Cliff.
Oh, hi. Hello. Pleasure to meet you. Top of the morning.
I like how I just progressively mixed your characters on accident more with who you were as people. Like, I know Ben, but everyone else, like, yeah, they're yeah. All right, anyway. Anyway, guys.
Everyone knows I don't have character.
Oh, no. Yes, last episode proved that. All right, so. Before we get into on the episode, I want to just go ahead and do a few thank yous. We are, as always, partnered with our friends at D&D Monsters and More on Facebook. If you don't already have access, if you haven't joined their group, go check it out. Their admins and moderators are all incredibly amazing, especially that one moderator on there. He has a face that's just like really pretty, and he always makes really witty posts, and he always promotes this show that, oh yeah, that's me. But the rest of them are also pretty good too. So
I was about to take credit for it. I was about to be like, oh, thanks, Lee, for saying those nice things about me. But then I guess it was about you.
No one takes credit from me. Anyway. So I also want to just toss it over to our friend Rebecca. She has some thank yous for some patrons, I believe.
Yes, we just want to send a shout out to Steve, our Patreon. Steve Rock, we thank you for continuing to invest and follow us. And if you are interested in becoming a Patreon, it is only a $5 donation per month for the lowest tier, which is a level 5 adventurer. If you decide to get that, you get access to our Discord, which includes exclusive art and music and the lore of everything that goes into D&D. Plus, sometimes we'll hang out there, and we'd love to get to know you a little bit better. You're also entered into a monthly raffle to win a one-shot with our lovely dungeon master, Mr. Lee. So, yes. So please come check us out on Patreon. We'd love to see you. There's higher levels too, if you care to check and see what is in store for you there. So thanks, Steve. We appreciate you.
Steve, you are our favorite patron currently.
Yeah.
Our absolute favorite.
Yeah, no one else that's a patron is better than you in our eyes right now.
Indeed.
Anyway. All right.
Unless you become a patron.
I mean, yeah, if you were watching this and you want to be as much as held in as the same regard in our hearts as the wonderful and magnificent Steve, there's two ways to do that. You can either give me money personally, or you can go to our Patreon if you want to do that. That's fine. So, all right, and then also, Rebecca, you had another announcement. You wanted to do something that you're doing that's really neat with your,
Oh, yes. Well, if anyone out there is interested in learning how to improvise or how to just act overall in the industry, voice acting, anything of that nature, I do teach lessons. You can check out my my reviews on takelessons.com and go that way. Otherwise, through Soundwaves Productions, our studio, I also offer private and semi-private lessons. And so please reach out to me, and I will put links for you to reach out to me if you're interested in the chat on our break. So, but yeah, I'd love to work with you and see if I can help you develop some of these skill sets to get even better at your craft.
Yeah, and just so I know, how do you spell that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm actually interested, so I'm gonna go into the classes myself here soon. But anyway, with that being said, and all that out of the way, I think we are fully able now to rush into our next episode.
We all rush in.
We all rush in.
I hear only the smartest people rush in.
Are we rushing?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, we've already rushed
I don't
in,
know if
so
we're rushing. So, but we're definitely on the right track. All
right.
right.
Russia initiative, roll you. Yeah.
Anyway, so in our last episode, our unconscious friend Victasen met with a very creepy-looking dude with 2 mouths, one where his eye should be, which is not probably healthy for a human type person, but he may not be. We don't know. But then he was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna go ahead and hang out with you, creepy guy. I'm gonna go over here." And then he met this really cool really cool angel. Several of them, and he had this epic monologue. You should totally go back and watch it. Yeah, it's amazing. But
Really?
at the end of all this, he decided to choose the oath of vengeance for his paladin oath, and he took it, and he now has seen a few different iterations, not the least of which is the very first attack he ended up making later on after taking the oath was a super crit. But we'll get into that in a minute. Also, during this time, Dorothy and Slim had a very touching conversation where she revealed that she doesn't actually expect them to get married, but all that stuff, and he comforted her, but when she was really afraid that she was going to die. Then the party watched as Rockrot, the hobgoblin bane of their existence so far, as he beheaded one of his former party members, seemingly for no reason, and got only a slap on the wrist as a repercussions from that. Then they continued to have a really tense. Later on, they had a really tense stare down with Doros, like basically having a conversation with Rockrot, and all of their team, along with Team 2, like kind of came up on him, and it was like 8 against 1 stare down moment, and it was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie. But Rockrot then what proceeded in the next fight, in the first or second round of the first trial, he proceeded to kill Halder, who at the time was mind linked with Lucy, and delivered some final last words to her before going. She had an amazing thing saying that after he died, whenever they would meet up and be able to go on as many dates as he wants in the afterlife, which was tear jerking. And then afterwards, it was time for the main event of the third round, which unlike the rest had a special gimmick. It was the magnificent mirrored labyrinth, the labyrinth of mystery. It was basically a funhouse mirror labyrinth. A labyrinth made out of funhouse mirrors because they have a Minotaur on the team, and so naturally, the promoters were trying to make that thing. Right? Are we moving our characters before we start, Mr. Slim?
No.
Oh, good, because that would be really unfortunate.
Yeah. And it would be unfortunate if everybody watching could have watched you do that, because that's what they can see right now.
I mean, professionals is what we are, guys. Give us money. Now, anyway, that being said, the Funhouse Mirrors was going to be this presumably really long and dangerous and scary battle. However, Mr. Vic said, "I don't want any of that." And in one single attack, it was a sudden death battle, meaning that it was team versus team, and the first person on the other side to die lost the match for their team. So a barbarian named Ragnar ran up and told him that this is basically, he's like, "This is where you die," to Slim. To Vic, and then Vic was just like, "No, you," and then he hit him with the I can only imagine is like a lightsaber strike with
nuclear lightsaber strike.
The force of his thunderous and almighty smite was so great that the set that they had prepared, the labyrinth, which was made of glass, completely ruptured and shot up into the air, and is now currently, as we begin the game, falling down as debris. So I need all of you, with the exception of, because it would be coming out from where you are, so the exception of Vic, everyone make me a dex save as we begin.
Dope.
This is an effect that I can see, yes?
Yes, you have advantage on it.
This is something I can see happening, right?
I can see the rain of glass, yes, okay.
Technically it's glass, so it's translucent. I'm just kidding.
Yes, you could see
Oh,
the
no.
reflections. Oh, poor
No,
Doris.
we're in the main arena.
Yeah, so you are literally the exact same place that you were. The only difference on this map versus the other is that the magical effects of the labyrinth have been destroyed. So you're exactly where you were. I haven't moved you at all.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good stuff.
Okay, so Lucy and Slim, you both are going to take half damage because you succeed. Doris, you're taking full.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's not bad.
Oh,
so,
thank goodness
Doris,
for bad damage rolls.
You take 4 damage, and Lucy and Slim both take 2.
Woo!
You were so scared. Your face. You got so.
I
Pale.
mean, this is only the second time Duras has been in this arena, and the first time he almost died. So he's not necessarily afraid, but the person that built the character is pretty terrified about it.
Did you say you want to say, Rebecca?
Oh, I was just commenting. I feel like I got a paper cut with those 2 hit points.
Okay.
Wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah,
So
Rain of Glass sounded worse than I thought it was going to be. So.
Yeah, so Doros and you watch as your 2 smaller companions are dancing back and forth, almost like a Michael Jackson video, trying to avoid all the falling debris. And you just look up, and you look up, it's like, what's happening? And then a shard hits you right in the face.
Glass in the eye.
Not in the eye, on the forehead, but not enough to hurt too much, but definitely, you got a cut on your of your brow right now.
Cool.
Now, as the smoke figuratively and literally settles off of the blade, you guys, all you turn your attention, your gaze, and you see standing over the carcass of I didn't put it on the map right now, but there's a carcass of a former paladin or former barbarian, who is just it's still smoldering. There's from the clavicle down, there's a separation of his body that it just kind of like an open flap of almost like a terrible looking monster almost mouth. It's just lying there, his mouth open, his eyes seem to have been burned away by the power of the righteous smite, and there's just smoldering embers kind of over where his hair was. His hair has been reduced to embers, and over it with his blade, you just heavily breathing, you see Vic as if he just exerted a lot of effort. The crowd silent for a second and then erupts with powerful roars of cheering and adulation.
I run over to Vic, and I look at what he's done, and I look at Vic, and I say, "Well, I didn't know you knew how to Kentucky Fried."
I didn't know I could. Kentucky, is that how you pronounce it? Kentucky?
Well, this looks like a Kentucky Fried Barbarian to me.
Ah, well, the wings of vengeance were with me. I felt that it seemed a moment that none of us needed to deal with.
Remind me never to piss you off.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of rush and make my way over there as well, seeing Vic in that state.
Well.
Okay, go ahead and move yourselves over to the general area. As you guys have all kind of gathered around in our assessing situation, you see the person that was just attacking Slim approaches, and he says, "I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone here, but I'm gonna need those remains at least. No hard feelings. We lost fair and square, but I want to bury him out. Give him some send off."
Take him. It was his life or mine.
He says nothing else. He just kind of reaches in, and you see part of the skin flake away as he grabs it, the body, and he just puts it up over his shoulder, and part of the arm flap kind of looks like it's gonna fall off, and he just kind of walks. After a few minutes, you see Ipwit. For the first time you've seen him not smiling. He's just kind of he looks horrified, and he's kind of following behind the situation. The woman who you saw before, that you were in combat with, who this was scaling the walls and shooting with crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of takes up the rear, and she actually she is helping support the body parts that look like they might fall away, and they all make a way over here to the dais to kind of go back underground. With that, you hear the man's voice who announced all of you saying, "What a show of force! All right, everyone, you want to talk about your money's worth? These guys aren't paid by the hour or at all. If you want to support them, please don't be afraid to donate to us, and we'll send their donations on to them so they can keep being so amazing. Everyone, let's have a special round of applause for Vic Dawson."
I just wave my blade and sheath it.
He's so modest, folks, and the crowd continues. You audibly hear females and males alike saying, "Aww."
I'm dancing around. I'm hooping and hollering. "Oh yeah!"
Lucy looks at Vic in amazement at his strength and his ability. What is the emotion that she's getting on his face?
I'm flustered, tired. You seem more. There's surprise. I'm not trying to hide anything. You know, there's no one here that that I feel the need to hide anything from.
Okay. Well, she turns as she hears everybody cheering, and she raises her arm to try to get the crowd going even more so, hoping that will inspire them even more. And then turns back to Vic and walks to him and says, "Are you okay, Vic?"
I'll be all right. We survived. Is anyone hurt?
I have a paper. Yeah, a little bit, but it'll
Glass
heal.
got you.
Okay.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that. I meant to give our position away, but I ended the battle instead.
Exactly. You were amazing.
Yes, you have nothing to
no,
apologize for.
No, you were magnificent. I'm so in awe of the strength it must have taken to
Every
cut
day,
into
every
something like.
don't rely on it. I shall not. I will do my best to protect you and our survival. But
Well, I know that gumbo done do something good for you.
perhaps, yes, perhaps that was the trick. We'll see. But every strike, every breath we take is a blessing.
Yes, I hope you know that you did more than protect us today just from battle. You had to make the choice that all of us were faced with today, and I appreciate that you did.
Well,
I don't know if I could have.
I'm sorry. Well, the moment came to me. There was nothing more. I couldn't turn away from it, and we were obviously charged face to face with death. He made in no uncertain terms that, as I said, it was his life or mine. And I said if that was what he decided, then I gave him one strike, and the angels blessed me.
There's no harm in self-defense. That's the only way to win in a war like this.
It is
It's
a war.
really-
Yes.
The seriousness of the moment is completely lost on Slim. as I'm like moonwalking around them, behind them, and I'm just like pumping my arms at the crowd.
But perhaps some celebration is an order of some kind.
Yes,
Lucy
perhaps
starts
we
giggling at them.
perhaps we can resign ourselves away from the crowds now.
I hold in the air a 1. Just one finger in the air.
Oh yeah!
And as we walk back to
And Lucy takes her one finger and points at Vic's one.
I'm pumping 2 1s.
And I look around and I look at all of them doing this, and I'm not really sure what's happening. So I just like,
You know what? All of you roll performance checks.
I support my team even if I don't understand.
did that roll? Did it connect? It did.
Thankfully, my performance is a -1.
I feel like you
Come on,
rolled
say
Still
that
waiting on the
Barry.
performer.
I feel like you rolled exactly what you described.
Yep. Sometimes the dice line up with the thing you hope it will.
Did you roll performance, Rebecca? We're waiting
Waiting
on
for
yours.
the.
Yeah, it came late, and so I tried again. But the first one is right. The 9 is right.
It doesn't show anything.
Yeah, it's not
at
showing
all.
up in roll 20.
Going to me.
It's cocked. Roll it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not?
We'll refresh.
Go
Refresh.
twice.
Hmm.
Wait.
Yeah, refresh the page and try it again. Technical problems. What?
Did that work?
Nope, did not.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
And it's weird because your save worked
Yeah, the
earlier.
deck save came through no problem.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, what's your bonus to that? And I'll just roll it for you in roll 20.
Okay. +6.
You got 24. So
So the rest of us, we're just like, this is a statement we're making. And meanwhile,
she's the ultimate hype person for you.
You're
guys
making
to
a
do that.
statement. She's selling it, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
And meanwhile, like Slim's just doing Slim stuff, which is
Yeah.
you know endearing and
People either
right.
like it or they don't.
Yeah. So
Well, no, Lucy's totally inspired by Slim's dancing, and she starts getting into it.
mhm.
And
I don't
she kind of goes up and starts like butt bumping him.
which to him is shoulder bumping with your butt.
Exactly.
I'm just like, wow.
All right. So we've now witnessed the world's least effective mosh pit, but that's okay. Now,
Yeah.
the crowd
Or
actually
most effective if you count what Vic did earlier.
That's true. So you guys get a sense the crowd was very tired because this was the final match of the night, and they've been screaming and stuff. They erupted with energy, and they were starting to get tired again after the initial kill. But for whatever reason, after watching your performance, Lucy, they go back into it, and now they're chanting, "Glass storm, glass storm, glass storm." And
Glass storm. That's what we're known as now.
Glass door.
Glass.
Okay, I mean we'll roll with it. Glass door.
Glass storm.
Storm of glass.
Glass storm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
Fiction Foundation.
That's Vic's finishing move if he was a WWE wrestler.
Dang right.
He's gonna bring the glass storm on him.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I
you guys,
think making our way to the dais.
So you go back to the dais, and then we can go back to the, we're not going to be on the map for a while now. And when you get back to the dais, you immediately when you go underground, you actually see that there is a person standing by the dais with he's wearing almost like a flowery style of you would think wizard robes, but he's got a very long curved sword on his left side. And he has a hat that kind of covers up like right here on his eyes, a big rounded hat, and he's kind of like he's looking down at your feet as you land, and you hear him just kind of murmur some things, and then he hands a piece of paper to Slim.
do we hear him
Yeah.
muttering?
Roll perception.
The guy.
Doros with your passive perception, Doros, you would make out a few words, but you can roll to see if you can make out exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, what do I make out? Do I make out anything that would make me want to like listen more intently in the beginning?
You with your passive, you hear "die today."
I'm gonna further listen to that.
I'll look at him as he's handing it to me. And
Okay.
do I hear anything with that perception?
All of you here died today, with the exception of Vic. You actually hear.
I rolled worse than my passive perception.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you catch something really interesting and then you
I was like,
zone in, but it was too late. He's already said it.
He's already said it. Yeah.
The curse of
Vic.
the overthinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Vic.
I know it well.
Vic, you hear him say the phrase, "Maybe I will die today," and then he hands the paper to Slim.
Did I hear anything? I mean, I
Nope,
rolled it.
you don't even hear him muttering.
Okay, so did my perception come through? that
Yeah, it went
time?
through. You guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Why?
I'll look at him.
I heard nothing.
Sorry.
Why
Go
would,
ahead.
yeah, why would you die today, sir?
Let him die?
He kind of
The
like
match is approved.
he looks up, kind of startled from his hat to you, and he just, and then he just turns and walks away. Did you take the paper from his hand, by the way?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
I'll hand it to Vic.
What was that about?
I don't want.
Did you know that man?
I don't know him. Do you know him?
When you look around, you notice there are 4 unconscious guards lying on the ground.
Vic, maybe you should read this.
The guards are all unconscious.
Mm-hmm. They have cut wounds across their body. They're not dead, but they are definitely unconscious.
And this is down like
This
below,
is in the
right?
yeah. You know the only
Okay.
people that should be down here are gladiators or people that work for the games.
Yeah.
So you get a sense, putting all this together, that this person just knocked these guards out and then came to deliver this letter to you in a very dangerous location.
Yeah.
Where he,
Where is he?
He's currently walking away fairly faster than you would have expected a human to be able to walk. He looks human, although with how much of his body is covered, it's difficult. He could be elf. It's not sure. He certainly has more of a almost like an almond tone to his skin.
But we know that we've got the crystals around us and all that, and then this guy is here. Does he have a crystal?
You do not see as he walks away. You don't see a crystal follow him. No.
Can I message him before he gets too far away?
Sure. As long as it's within your 120 foot range, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask him, what is your name and what do you want from us?
You get no response. He doesn't even stop moving. He just keeps walking.
I cast command.
Ooh.
And call out approach.
I open the letter.
Okay. What are you commanding him to do? He has to make a save.
I'm commanding him to approach, to return to me.
Okay. He stops for a second. He turns, and he walks closer towards you. Cliff, you obviously know Dwarven. It's written in Dwarvish.
Perfect.
It is just a series of location dates. Basically, you're able to put together that it's basically saying that you were expected to meet with a certain person.
Okay.
And that your presence is required. It uses the words require over and over again. And then it gives specifically Slim. Yes. Okay. It says for the one who calls himself Slim.
I read it out loud, by the way, as I'm reading it.
Okay. So there's a body of the letter, and there's a series of locations. So it's like depending on what day you go, that's where they'll be at. But it says for the one who calls himself Slim, your presence is required with one Madam Sterling. You are expected to arrive properly dressed and prepared for a civilized conversation. And then there's a series of places to go and meet her.
Madam Sterling? Who's that, Slim?
Yes.
Sir, what is your name?
He stops for a second and says, I am no one important. And after he's approached you, he turns and walks away again.
Lucy runs up to try to stop him and says, stop, you can't just do that and not respond.
He doesn't stop moving, but his hand kind of goes on the hilt of his curved katana.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And he says, is this the day that I die? Out loud for you to hear.
Do you wish to die?
More than anything, but no one's been able to give me my wish yet. He reaches his other hand over the blade. He's like, would you like to try?
There's been enough violence today.
Thank you, Duras.
We do not wish you harm. We are merely curious. You come to us a stranger in a place that we know you should...
Sorry.
No. That's a genuine Duras reaction. I'm like, come on, man.
All right.
Well,
Who is Madam Sterling?
Well, I don't rightly know. I suppose I better find out.
None of this information is relevant to you. None of it seems familiar in any way.
You can roll if you'd like, Slim. You alone can try to roll a history check to see if you would have ever encountered anyone with that name or anything that matches something similar to this. Unfortunately, completely baffles you. You've never heard of this person before.
All right. No.
It's not our business.
I'm gonna send a message to Vic and Slim and ask if we should tie him up.
I have the feeling he will resist.
But if all of us do it.
Except for me, because you don't want to ask me because you're afraid I'll say no.
Tie who? The guy? Oh. Well, tie him
I know
up.
you'll say no.
All right.
If you want me to tie him up, I'll tie him up.
Well, do you think we should? I mean, and get some answers?
Are there other gladiators?
All of this is
around us?
happening
I mean,
mentally,
Yeah.
I assume.
So
Yeah.
because this
Okay.
whole area is basically a very large open area, you do see that in the distance there are several gladiators. So you see Team 2 is all down there. They seem to be dealing with their own stuff though. They don't seem to be paying attention to what's happening by the dais because Calder has passed away. And you see that there is all of the team that fought them except for Rockrot is sitting there kind of watching the situation. Gut and the other two people who the dwarf as well. But the shape-shifting person who they fought, you haven't seen him until then. But yeah, they're all down there in their location where they sleep, with no Rockrot. But they're kind of staring. But they're like they look more like, you get a sense that it doesn't affect us. We're not going to risk our necks for this kind of a whatever thing. And then you look around and you see that the majority of the other of the gladiators you've seen seem to have gone off because you can do that now. So they didn't want to stay here too long.
And the guards don't seem dead. They seem unconscious. Like
they seem, you can tell by looking at them. They're still breathing. So one of them is like constantly clutching the wound on his underneath his right arm. He's not bleeding out, but he's definitely he's in serious incapacitated pain.
So if I cast Mage Hand to try to take his sword away from him, is that enough? Will that be able to lift it? Is it over 10 pounds?
10 pounds. The average sword is heavier than that. This sword does look more thin than the average sword, but it's fastened to his belt. It's also not particularly fast, so if he sees it, he more than likely will just stop it. So Mage Hand really can't be used for disarming someone unless they're incapacitated or something like that.
You want me to tie him up?
He's continuously walking, he's covering pretty good
Lucy
ground.
stopped him. Lucy got in front of him.
He walked around you. Unless you're physically restraining him, he's going to continue leaving.
Lucy.
I think all three of us should stop him.
I tackle him.
Okay, make an attack roll, or we'll say, are you trying to grapple with him basically?
Yeah.
Okay, the roll athletics versus his acrobatics.
Yeah, I'm trying to tackle him to the ground.
And I will help with stopping him. I'm not trying to harm him, just trying to stop him.
Oof.
So, grappling with acrobatics. Let me know if I need to make a roll.
Yeah. Go ahead and you can either make an athletics check yourself, or you can give Slim advantage on his athletics check.
Give Slim advantage.
Okay, so roll again to see if you can get higher than what you already got.
Oh, that was almost a 19.
Okay. Yeah, so
Not really. I look at my digital dice.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
know.
Means anything.
he looks down at you and he says, "Unless you want one of us to die today, I would let me go right now."
I don't even budge him with an 18.
No, you got him. He can't move. You grappled him. You got his legs and everything. You've restrained him to where he can still move around. Grapple doesn't stop them from doing anything but move. It just reduces their speed to 0.
Okay.
But he does say, "I've been instructed not to hurt you or your friends, but you're going to make me break that promise."
He hasn't done anything to us at this point. We've survived our first trial. I don't know what this is. The authorities will see to it in some fashion.
Yes, I agree with Victosin. He merely delivered a letter.
And then told us nothing about it and just walked off.
As
Yes.
a messenger may do.
All right. Okay. If you guys want to let him go, I'm not going to stand against you.
I let him go. Well, all right.
Okay, without a word or even adjusting his robe, he kind of just continues walking off towards the exit. You do notice after about 12 seconds or so, a few more guards rush in, and they're like, "Hey, stop that!" And with 2 quick motions, he knocks both of them out with his by dropping them with 2 slices of his swords. He's now taken out 6 guards altogether.
Before
And
he
he
gets too far, I want to message everybody and say, should one of us follow him at least?
Well, I think the best way to find out what's going on is to visit Madame Sterling at these.
Now, following him, unless someone that I don't see, that sounds like a good idea.
Yes, I see no harm in following him.
Well, all right.
I haven't been out of this hell pit for a while.
I have never been out of this
Ever?
hell pit since I've got
Oh,
here.
well, yes.
I'll follow him stealthily.
Hey,
I'm not silly.
All right, go ahead and roll a stealth. In the meantime, actually, before you do that, you might want to change your mind if you hear this. So above you, you hear the crowd, which had kind of gone silent as they were filing out. All of a sudden, you hear screams from above, and
Like
you also, you hear there are just like the sounds of roaring and screaming. It reminds you actually of the sounds from whenever the creatures attacked you, the nightmare feeders.
Oh.
Is the dais still down, or has it gone back up?
It's down. I mean, you can take it. No one, it goes back up, but unless someone calls for it, it will stay down there. So you were the last one to come down. And with that, actually, as you look up, you do see the silhouettes of several nightmare feeders seemingly rushing around, attacking people above you. You hear in your head. You hear in your head from the voice of Sapine. You hear her say, "Follow that man. We were just attacked. I'll handle the upstairs, but you, all of you, follow that man."
This is the man that we were gonna follow.
She just follow that man.
Yeah,
you don't know. You get a sense that was to everyone. So
it's like one of her broadcast messages.
Yeah, it was to everyone.
Well,
Fine, what does the man look like?
You get a sense that she can't hear you.
Over all of these? Fine. Let's do what we were going to do. Just follow.
I keep following.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
This seems to be the one aberration amidst us.
Okay, so we got for stealth 11. Go ahead, everyone roll stealth if you're gonna all try to stealthily follow the person.
I am not stealth.
I mean, here's the thing. I'll try.
I mean,
someone, yes. Oh, you're trying to be stealthy. All right. Tiptoes. Is that how you do this in the
Can I assist him?
The Pink Panther music starts playing.
It's a group stealth check, basically. So basically,
Okay.
the way it is, I'll count successes versus failures. So, okay. So ironically, the one who was complaining about not being stealthy was the second most stealthy person. Oh no, you rolled twice. Never mind. I was wrong.
That's
You were
right.
terrible.
I had a 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no.
Do you have disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 3. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Lucy's.
I have disadvantage as well, which is why mine rolled for twice, because I'm wearing plate armor or wearing heavy armor.
Lucy-
What we worked on together. Right?
Do you
Yeah.
have disadvantage, Rebecca?
No, Lucy is regular, so she takes the 11.
Okay.
So it's basically Slim. You've been sneaky before. You've worked with a situation where you had to hunt like creatures and there's like 10 people that are all like silent in the woods. This is not that. You turn around and you just hear clank 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 as these two are like trying to like crouch down and their like arm plates are like clanking against each other.
Right.
Lucy can't stop laughing at how loud it is, and so she's completely unstealthy.
Look, this is why I'm just following him until he decides to disappear.
Will you all just either stay here or shut up?
I'm sorry. I'm clumsy sometimes.
You know what, Slim? Would you like to take this escapade?
Lucy, man, you did that mind thing with me. You do that right? Can you see through my eyes? I don't know what you can do. It's crazy to me.
No, I can just hear you, but if you talk to me, if you reply to me, but
All right, I'm out.
Are you hearing how loud he is?
Are you?
I don't take a minute so I can tiptoe. I don't
He
think
doesn't
it's
have
okay.
toes. We talked about this earlier.
Yes, maybe Slim should go by himself.
Well,
Already gone ahead.
Yeah. So, Slim, as you reach the intersection where like the tunnel goes underground, you notice that there are several guards and several people that are running in the different direction from the person that you saw leave.
Okay.
And you hear them say, as they see you turn and roll off, it's like, "Where are you going? Come help us." He went this way.
I'm pretty sure he went that way.
That's what they're saying. They said, "We don't have time," and then they
I
keep
have
running.
a feeling
Okay.
there's more
I'm
than
not
one.
following them. I saw what I saw.
Okay. The rest of you, are you going to stay put, or are you going to go with them just not being stealthy? Because the
Wait.
people who are the guards are not being stealthy; they're running full force.
I
You
will.
also,
Right.
you get a sense that if it's a chase, being stealthy is going to cut your speed. You want to probably not. So, it is
Yeah.
probably going to be a thing where you're going to want to run, not be stealthy.
You know what? Why don't we just let Slim go and I'll message him and check in with him?
Message has a distance of
Yeah.
100 feet, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
100 feet, yeah. So.
We could.
Slim, Slim, your paper tells you where to go, when to go, some other time, right?
Well, that's right.
Apparently, this being is out of our league. It's out of my league today. I'm tired, but apparently everything is in turmoil. Let's follow the guards.
I'm with you.
I mean, we have some responsibility, don't we?
Yes, as
Yes.
gladiatorial slaves. Come!
Yeah.
I'll follow the guards.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's some logic to that.
Les bon temps roulette. That's
He's like,
Did you just casually rage?
casually rage.
that's a phrase. I say it when I rage, but I also just a phrase.
Okay.
I know, but you've only said it when you
Nope.
rage so far, so hence why I was like, did you
Yeah.
just casually rage?
Okay, so with that being said, I now need all of you guys to. So this is going to be a little skill check mini game. So you're going to be doing something, whatever skills you can do to help further the party's movement. You are trying to get there as fast as possible. So if you can just take the dash actions, which will just basically be either an athletics or acrobatics check. If you have a spell or ability you'd like to try to use to improve.
I'm out.
I'm spent.
How
Vic
far,
just sits down on a
how far
log.
behind him? How far behind him are we?
So you get a sense that because of where you started from, you're behind the guards, but you're also moving faster than them. So you can't see what they're chasing right now, but they clearly are able to see it. And so if you get past them, you'll be able to make eye contact, or at least have a visual on what they're chasing.
For now, I can be dashing. I can be running as hard and fast as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I need only one person to roll at each stage of this.
Okay.
For the
Alright.
party. So
Okay.
what are we doing in terms of? Are you going to take just a standard dash action, or do you have like the ability to, any skills you have?
I have
or anything?
athletics.
Be
I
creative.
have athletics.
I have acrobatics.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I have Misty Step, which I
Alright,
haven't
yeah,
used.
So what we'll do then is your Misty Step. At any point in time, if you fail one of these rolls that you're going to make as a party, you can use a Misty Step action and succeed where you would fail.
Okay.
So that way you're still going to catch up even if you slow down because of whatever
Okay,
reason.
cool.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so any of those things like that. So actually, so I know everyone to roll now, either acrobatics or athletics, your choice. Ooh, look at that. Lucy's right on it.
Dang.
Good job, Vic, too. Look at that.
Oh, no. If all three of you do well, I'm very worried about my roll.
You
Oh,
can
man.
use Misty Step.
Right, I know. I
If you
thankfully have.
roll, you owe me a beer.
Come on, man.
All right. So
Today is
after
not my
Acrobatics.
day.
You trying to do flips, Duras?
I have a +2. It's just I'm rolling horribly.
Yeah. So after a brief discussion, the three of you just dart off, and there's a split second where you're like, "Oh, did we just leave Doros behind?" And then you just right in front of you. He's rushing. All right, you now made it.
Wait a minute, I have a question. Since he got an 8 in acrobatics, was he trying to cartwheel our way?
No.
Well,
He
but
just
it's
hasn't-
acrobatics.
I haven't run in this armor before.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to gallop.
He just said roll acrobatics or athletics, so I just
Yeah, you guys
rolled
can
whichever
choose to.
one.
It's either
It's just
basically
a nice thought.
it's acrobatics if you're pushing people around trying to get through the crowd,
Yeah.
or acrobatics if you're trying to dart through them without knocking anyone over. Either way, you were rolling to try to get through the crowd because they're moving
Right.
slower than you are.
Yeah.
All right. Now, with that being said, you make it through the crowd, and you see that right coming out of the as the tunnel curves off and goes off into the town. You see there's a creature, a person of some kind. You can't really make out their size. Is everyone frozen? Lucy's frozen, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's
That'll-
froze.
There
Who
we
tossed
go.
her?
Okay.
you're back.
Okay. Someone cast hold person on Rebecca. All right, no.
Yes, it was a terrifying experience.
All right.
I'm
So,
glad I'm back, you guys.
we are all together doing this challenge now, and moving forward. Oh, so you see the creature. It's rounding the corner, and you see it's made up almost entirely of shadow, but the shadow is wisping off, and you see there is a physical body underneath. In its left arm, there is a longbow made of shadow that is starting to disintegrate into nothingness. And right as you guys break through the crowd, it is curved off to the right side. So you are now going to continue. I need you guys to make me either your choice of a perception check or an additional acrobatics or athletics to try to catch up to the person, or at least know where they're at, so you can catch up to them. Next round.
I'll use another athletics.
Can I just use my passive perception?
No. Nice job. Slim is on this thing's tail, I'll tell you.
But come on, man.
Oh man.
The dice hate me today. I feel like that's obviously my role. I just think I honestly find it funny that if my passive, which is mean I never try to be this perceptive, I can be 16, but yet I can roll lower than what I don't try to do.
Right.
I find that hilarious.
Because passive perception isn't really detail oriented. It's
Oh,
more
for sure,
general
yeah.
stuff.
It's
You're
general.
trying to
It's
find
like
specific,
peripheral vision stuff. I get
yeah.
it.
Okay, so with that being said, it looks like Vic, you're starting to drag behind a little bit. You've had a very exerting last hour of your life, but you're getting a little tired. But
12 hours.
that's true. You do turn though, and you see that whereas everyone else is in a full dash, you see that Doros is he's moving in half dash while looking around, trying to ascertain the situation. He seems like he's not getting anywhere though, because you just recently saw the person, and he's looking in the opposite direction. So you are able to.
Ross is this way.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
Because the three of you rolled so high, you still successfully at this point in time saved here. You have one last skill check. You find yourself standing in a marketplace, and everybody in this marketplace seems to have that's normally here is either in it's very thin. There's very few people here. I'll actually show you on the map in a second. Okay, I forgot to copy your tokens. Okay, so
I like the chat. They say, Vic, you're already dashing. Don't worry about it.
Stop that.
All right.
He doesn't take compliments well.
Stop that.
Don't tell me I'm nice. I'm good. All right. So, you guys should be able to see the new map now. All right. You are now in the marketplace, and there are no shadows to find the person. They were able to, because of the head start they had, to escape. You get a sense that one of the few people around here is the person that you were trying to find, but you didn't get a good look at them. None of you got a good enough look at them to know who they are. So the place is mostly deserted because everyone seems to have been at the Coliseum. But this is a place that Slim, this is the last kind of market district before you get to the industrial side of town.
Okay.
So feel free to, it's turn by turn still, but you see that in front of you, you see right here, there is a bard who is singing around, doing dancing and just kind of performing as a street performer would. You see, that's pretty much all you can make out from where you're currently standing. So feel free to move forward your movement and take a turn by turn as you're trying to find this person who may or may not be hidden in plain sight.
So there's then there's nobody around here, nobody.
Where
No,
are the
all these stalls are boarded up because you get a sense that with the big games, they didn't feel like it was worth opening right now.
Okay.
Where did the guards go?
The guards are trailing behind you. You left them. This has been like a 10-minute
right.
long run. You've just been dashing this whole time.
All right.
So they're probably a few minutes behind at least.
So you said there's a scattering of people?
Yeah. So if you look forward, there's you see a bard here. You hear the sound of of voices from over in this area. Basically, the farther east you go, the more people might be there that are just kind of either too poor or for whatever reason they weren't at the games. But yeah, it's difficult to actually decide. Much from where you're at. You'll have to get closer. So.
Well, we'll keep dashing, I suppose. We're not going to stop here in the center.
Right.
We're
Now,
looking around still,
yeah.
I suppose.
Right now, because you guys succeeded on your last roll, you guys get a full movement before anyone here moves because you were good. So
Okay.
go ahead and take your movement action and dash action. You basically have a full round
Okay.
on this map before anyone else moves.
Right.
then
So I
what-
just
then-
double moved 60 there.
Okay.
There's 30. And
Yeah, I did my 50 right there. I got short legs.
Yeah, so if I take the dash action, then I can do 60.
do we need to roll anything on these?
You can every round you can choose to use your bonus action to try to perceive the things around you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, I'd like to do that, and I'd like to cast guidance on my perception.
Okay, so guidance is an action, so you'd have to use your action to guide yourself before you did it. Since you dashed, you can't do that, unless you want to go back 30 feet, and then you can do it.
The dice like me today.
I'll go back 30 feet.
I'll also tell you the closer you are to the actual person, that what you can't tell who they are, but I know who they are. So the closer you are to the actual person, the lower the DC for your checks will be.
Ooh, it's a DC. Okay, so I'll cast guidance on my perception, please.
Okie dokie, artichoke. So as you do that, you get a plus D4 to that roll. Okay.
15.
So
Not good.
Slim, even though you're in a full dash, you do notice one thing. There's a smell, a scent of almost like flour, like cooking flour, that you recognize from the person whose trail you've been following. You don't necessarily smell it right now, but you do know that knowing that smell might help you if you get close enough to the person to determine who they are. Because again, anybody you see could potentially be the person you were chasing.
Okay. Wait, I remember that because of the perception roll?
You would, yeah, like basically you smell a wafting basically right now with your perception roll of like, cooking flour. And it kind of, because the scent is the strongest sense tied to memory, while you were chasing it, now you remember that you've smelled that the whole time. So you're basically, whoever you're chasing smells like cooking flour.
Do I sense a direction from that smell?
Just coming from the east in general. Like there's a strong a northwestern wind right now, so basically it's coming from generally somewhere in this area. It could be anywhere.
Okay.
Do I get anything with my 15?
Unfortunately, no. None of you guys are able to get anything with your other rolls.
Okay.
All right. My turn is done. I'm done.
Okay. Top of the next round. You guys may go. You'll be moving at the top of each round, so go ahead and take another round here.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast guidance and perception again too.
And I'll do another perception with my bonus action.
Same.
Do we get a bonus action?
Okay.
You always get a bonus action
time.
every round if you have something that you can do with it.
Oh.
But you only get one though. And
There
so
you
basically
go.
the bonus action is that you're using it to receive.
Right.
Okay, Doros, there you go.
There's
I have the highest perception bonus of everybody here, and I've been rolling like 3s and 4s
You just
and
made
2s.
up for it with that 24.
I know. About
So-
time. Nice.
We'll say that you also get. You may not know what the flour is because I don't know if you have ever cooked with flour before in your life.
What
or
is
seen
flour?
It. But like you get a sense of that, like almost that. Yeah, I don't know how to describe the smell of flour, but you get the sense of it, of the same scent that heat is. You don't know how to put it to words, and you also know that it seems to be coming from this area over here.
I didn't see that.
Okay, yeah, it was pretty far away. In the
Oh,
map,
Yeah,
so
it's
I
still
guess-
it's still pretty far away, but it seems like
Okay.
it's coming in this area. All right, and that's your guys' turn.
Do we all sense that, or just Guro?
Just the 20, 20 or higher would be the thing you would need
Okay.
for it. so.
Lucy May got 21.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay. I'm
Because she
sorry,
got the
Lucy
plus
May,
4.
You also sense it. Yes. Okay. So Lucy, you actually see someone, a young urchin child, come up to you from the south and says, and he's got his hands out and he says, "Ma'am, please, I saw you at the games. Can you spare some coin?"
He comes up to me from like over here, or
From the south. He comes up from, he was here. He just moved up.
Is it this guy?
Yeah, this guy here. He's a small child, maybe 12, 13 years old, and he seems like he's wearing tattered clothes. He's dirty. He's filthy. He comes up. He's a human. He says, "Could you please?" She's okay. I'm leaving.
Are you looking at the?
Fair coin.
I thought you were you not here at the end of your turn?
I was. I just moved for the next turn. We're not doing. Oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, I thought it was this guy you said it was.
Oh no, it's the person who was right next to you. Okay, so yeah, he says, can you spare coin, please?
I'm
hungry.
in the middle of chasing someone. Did you see anyone run through here suspiciously?
Roll persuasion.
I'm on a hot pursuit.
Right.
Okay. My persuasion, or is that no?
No, you're still in initiative order, so no. All right. He looks around and says, "Sorry, I ain't seen nothing, Mom. I'm just a hungry child. I'm not in any kind of a place to influence anyone else. But I would love some food. If you don't have coin, can I have some food?"
What's your name?
Pietro.
Pietro. I take out, like, do I have any copper pieces left over from the gold?
Sure. Also, you've converted some for consistency. You should for ease. Yeah.
I've got a silver, and I'll flip him a silver. Be like, go get yourself some food, as I continue running.
Thank you, ma'am. And he pockets it and turns around. All right. Top of the next round to you. As you guys get this close, you hear the bard, as playing, like they have their hat overturned and they're playing on the violin. A very happy-go-lucky kind of like a dum dum da dum dum da dum dum da dum kind of,
A chase tune.
almost, yeah. And as you approach, they're dancing around, like a singing, dancing violin player.
I flip a silver coin into the hat as I run by.
Okay. All right. Next up, as you continue to approach, move yourselves again.
Considering my Haunted One background, if there are people here that would assist me if I were to call out, I'm not sure how backgrounds structured in that way.
Right. In this situation, I believe you can use it. Does it say they'll just assist you in any way, or like find lodging or things like that? Shelter you if you're in need, or.
Oh no, not Haunted One. They may fear me, but they will extend me courtesy and do their most to help me.
Okay. Yeah. The way that I would roll that is that you'll just have advantage on persuasion against trying to get them to help you if you wanted to take actions to do that, because they're still, in the situation, since it's time sensitive, it's a matter of
I'm just
rolls
simply
with-
my
yeah.
action itself. I'm just asking to maybe apply that to the situation. My action is I run forward and I call out, did anyone see suspicious something? Anyone in the last 30 seconds? And I'll trying to
roll persuasion with advantage.
Noise.
The little urchin that was coming from the north, who had their hand out, this one's maybe 5 or 6 years old, says, "Wait, I saw that man. He had a nice shadow off of his face, and now he's running away right now." And he points, the young urchin kind of points to this person, who you see has like a large backpack, which is, the person itself is only maybe about 5 or 6 inches taller than, or shorter, but actually close to the same height as Slim. But the backpack makes them appear much larger, and there are several like weapons and different kinds of odds and ends that are in the backpack itself, and they are no, this person down here,
and then they're running.
They're not running, they're walking about the same distance as like a normal standard person would walk. They're not making dash actions, but they are definitely, the person said they were running away. The little urchin boy did, but
and said there was a shadow to their face, but now that's gone.
That's what they said. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I throw my hand
right,
out.
well, I assume that was my action.
That was your action, yes.
All right.
No,
so I've
no,
moved-
we'll make that your bonus action, because it's the same thing as like using a wisdom perception check. So you have an action still.
If I still my action, then I will move another 30. 1, 2.
Lucy turns around and talks to this guy right here and says, "Excuse me, sir, we're from Team 2. and we are wondering if you saw anyone run through here recently. It would be a great hero to us if you could tell us.
You're also not from Team 2, but that's fine. You're
What
Team
are
1.
we?
You're Team 1. But
We're Team 1.
yeah, Team 2 is Dorothy's team.
Team 2 is Dorothy's team. You're
Yeah.
right, I'm sorry.
But
Team
either way,
one.
yeah, okay, go ahead. Now you do get a sense though that he noticed when Vic was asking, but he seems to be so focused on playing his music he didn't stop to respond. You can try to persuade him to do that, even though he's definitely trying to focus on doing what he's doing.
We'll see
Or
another silver coin to distract him.
okay, so roll persuasion.
Nice. I mean, +7. Jeez.
Okay, so he stops and says, he looks at you and you see him use the incantation for message, and he tells you in your head, it's that little boy.
And I message back to him, thank you, good sir. And I flip him the silver coin and I say, continue your music.
Did I
Stay on well.
see? Sorry. Did I see or smell anything with that perception?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah, let me check your perception. Well, from this, yes, absolutely. You see, and also you can kind of tell that this boy right here, right next to you, has flour all over them. Like they just dived into flour at some point.
Can I tell that with mine as well?
Yes, both of you can.
That's just concerning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
Do that. What do I do? You been playing in flower there, boy?
Just, yeah, no, I've been trying to make some money at the tavern, helping out. But are you gonna get that guy before he gets away?
Lucy goes up to him and says, Lucy runs up to him quick and intervenes and says, come with me. Please be my navigator. Here, I'll give you a piggyback ride.
Okay, and he attacks you. Roll initiative.
Oh! Yeah!
Right. So you watch as he says, okay, he reaches for something that's not on his belt, and he pulls, and as he does, he releases the illusion he has over himself, and he shifts from this little urchin boy
Oh no.
to an 80-foot tall dragon. How did you know? I thought I hid that well. I guess I telegraphed the 80-foot tall dragon too much.
Quite the illusion, sir.
Yeah, he shifts into a person with he pulls out 2 daggers, yeah, so he seems like he's wearing leather armor, very dexterous like person. All right, so and also it's worth noting he's about 6.5 feet tall. He's a human, but he's very large. Surprisingly lithe for someone his size too. Okay, so it looks like we got Slim and Doros. Okay. Slim, you have hired.
And I am distracted.
Yes, Slim, you move first. So you watch him reach in and try to attack with one of his daggers on Lucy. What are you gonna do?
Combat this! And I'll rage. And
Did you change what you said because we made a comment?
I'm still waiting for him to go, omelette du fromage!
I will never do that. I will say French that it actually makes sense.
Omelette du fromage is from Dexter, sir. It means omelet with cheese.
I know.
Right, he meant make
makes no
sense with the
for me to say
situation.
in a fight.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a good point.
Unless you throw an omelet with cheese at somebody, which
No,
you're a chef,
you're
so
gonna
that
fight-
could happen.
I'm gonna have you fight in a bakery one day. Just
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm raging because I'm so mad that he swung at my friend. And then the battle axe. Oh, recklessly though.
Didn't look like you didn't need it.
Holy crap.
You are gonna hit him. Okay, so you're using one-handed.
Yeah, that one's one-handed.
Okay.
So that's the
You
4
use bonus action, so yeah, that's your turn. So
Yes.
you watch as he just like he Lucy out of nowhere, Slim comes from behind you and starts screaming in his dwarven tongue, and then he just goes and you see the person kind of like jumps out of the way, but he still gets him right in the thigh with his axe slash. All right, Doros, you seen this? What are you doing?
So Slim ran at that guy and started axing him. I'm going to call out to Vic to get his attention for the situation because I know that he's distracted by going in the wrong way. So I'll yell out, "No, Victassin, the danger is behind you."
If only.
All right.
And then
Spinning around on my heel and like losing my balance.
and then I will I'm going to move a little bit and position myself a little bit more in the situation. And then
I'm just here for moral support.
me shouting at him, that can be my bonus action, right?
It's a free action. for
It's
that.
okay.
Yeah, if it's just communication and there's no magical effects, like
Totally.
making it difficult. Yeah.
I figured. I just didn't want to assume. Thank you. So then I am going to cast Malice Breaker.
Okay.
And so after I like reposition myself, like I'll concentrate, and the shadows my shadow will expand and spread out to the three of you guys, and you'll get temporary hit points for the next round.
And that ends up being you're plus 5, right? Because you're at 5 wisdom.
Yeah, it's 2. Well, it's 2 times my spellcasting modifier. Oh, that's
No, right now it's
that's
just
level
regular.
5. Yeah, so it's just
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So my spellcasting modifier is 4.
So you'll get 4 extra temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Currently, until the beginning of his next turn.
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, anything else? That's your bonus action. Anything?
Bonus action. I will actually, yeah. Bonus action, I will cast since Malice Breaker's a cantrip. I will bonus action I will do Shield of Faith on Lucy May.
Okay. You want to describe?
Yeah,
what
I'll
your
put it
Shield
in
of Faith
the
looks like?
V2T as well. But yeah, so I cast Shield of Faith. So after my shadow and everything spreads out, I'll kind of focus and I put my focus and a light will kind of emit and it surrounds you. So like you have both a shadow and a light kind of focused around your person.
Right.
And so for
And-
the next 10 minutes, you have a +2 to your AC.
Yes.
Okay. So and now the strike actually falls through that he started with before the combat started to happen. So we're gonna make the attacks on you, Miss Lusama. What's your armor class? You get a plus 7 to hit.
18, baby.
Yeah, it is.
So, okay.
You feel so tough now.
The first strike comes down, and you see it impact with the force field around your body, and just like poof, get knocked to the side. The second strike is going to come down, and barely with the attack, it's just barely going to make contact with your body. So what's the So that's going to be 1d4 plus 5. So it's going to be 6 points of piercing damage as he just goes right underneath your ribcage. Fortunately, because of all the things that happened, it wasn't a sneak attack.
I don't understand. How does that work? I thought if I have an armor class of 18, how can
He
I
has
hit?
a +7 to his attack roll, so which I
Yeah.
called out before I rolled the first time. So that means that he got a total of 18.
Yeah.
And if it meets the armor
Okay.
class, it
So
beats it.
6.
Yeah.
How many temp points did I have? Was
You had 4, so you took 6. So you take 2 from your maximum or from
2
wherever you
from-
were.
Yeah.
okay.
Still, you protected her from like
Yeah.
a lot of potential damage just then with your good stuff. Okay,
Clerics.
and with that, with that being said, he is then going to kind of like look around and realize the situation, and he's going to cut a pouch on his side, and you see come from the pouch. Hang on. A droplet of shadow, almost liquid, hits the ground, and from it emerges
Oh, crap.
another
Holy-
nightmare feeder.
A biggin.
Mm-hmm. At this point, the people who are standing immediately start screaming and run away.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird. What a
Weird.
strange reaction
Looks-
to a
Right.
shadow creature.
To a giant nightmare monster.
All right. So that's been under the initiative. It's now Lucimae's turn.
Oh, this guy is the main guy, or he's like a product of what this guy?
This guy just cut a pouch from his belt, and the pouch kind of when it hit the ground erupted with like liquid, shadowy liquid, which formed into this creature.
Oh, yeah. All right.
It's
Well,
not a great sign.
so I'm definitely gonna cast Bane. The question is, which one do I cast Bane on?
Bane hits multiple enemies, isn't it, or is it just one?
Well, let me see. Oh, I think I can cast it at a second level. Let me
Yeah, I
see
think
here.
that when you
I
cast
think
it
it
higher.
naturally hits.
So, yeah, it hits 3 automatically. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just
even
at
at
first level,
1.
it hits 3
All
people.
right. Well, then we'll do Bane.
Alright, they have to
those
make-
2 creatures.
Yeah.
What is the save here?
It's charisma
Charisma.
save.
Ooh. Well, that's something they're both really good at.
Yeah. Oh. Crap.
They got well. They get well. Actually, apparently they are.
Damn.
So he gets a -2. The creature gets a -3 to his charisma. So that's going to be 14 and 14. What's your save?
My charisma save.
Your spell
Oh.
save is
Spell
what they have
save
to
DC.
beat. Yeah.
I'll save DC is 15.
They both.
Hell
remain.
yeah, it is!
Okay. All
The
right.
negatives literally put them just low enough to fail.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So yeah, you watch as both of these creatures now have like a dark cloud kind of hanging over their heads, and yeah, you hear the sound of thunder and distant like rain. Just storms.
So they did that, and then so that's my action, and then as far as my action, as far as my movement, I am going to Misty Step.
Okay.
over-
Now you can't use Misty Step unless you have overwhelming onslaught feat, the Humber feat that we have here, because it's a level 1 spell, and you've already cast with your standard action a level 1 spell.
I thought
So-
it was a bonus action.
It's a bonus action, but the rules as written basically states the rules of the game is that if you use a bonus action to cast a level 1 or higher spell, you can only cast a cantrip with your standard action. And if you use a standard action to cast a level 1 or higher spell, you can only use a cantrip with your bonus action.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay.
No problem.
All right. Well, I guess then shield is a reaction, right?
Yeah. So if you get hit and you want to cast a shield on yourself, it's just a reaction. As long as you haven't used your reaction that round, you can do it. But I would wait until you're going to get hit because you may not even be targeted. You never know.
Right on. Yeah. So if that's the case, I can't use my ink barrage then, can I? Since it's a
Nope,
cantrip.
it's a standard action. So you've used your standard action already. So
Right.
I mean, you can give inspiration, or you can just hold off and not do anything in this bonus action this round.
I'm gonna try to give inspiration to Vic.
Okay.
Vic! And then I reach way out and I give him inspiration.
Magical energy flows. Magical energy flows from the. You get a sense she's hamming up how hurt she is, but from her body, and
What's gotten bigger? Oh.
you're magically inspired. All right, now it's everyone else's turn, so they're gonna flee every conceivable direction they can get to.
They out.
right. And now it's Vic's turn.
That's now in this moment. I see the attack happen, and then the creature forms at his side, essentially.
Yeah, he's technically forming still. Like he's there. He's a creature, but he isn't an initiative until next round. So like,
Right.
he's still being formed, but it's almost identical to the creature that you remember causing you to have your episode. It was 3 days ago, basically.
So, that's gonna cause a bit of a flashback, since it's been maybe 48 hours.
Yeah.
And I will. I'm torn between whether or not I'm reacting to the main threat or the larger threat, as it were. No, I think in response to that happening, I lash out, in a sense, because I turn around as Duras warned me, and I see him about to attack Lucy. He makes his attack, and then this creature begins to form at his side. And I say to the creature, "Vengeance will come for you, but not yet." And I have cast Vow of Enmity. Not Vow of Enmity. I have 60 feet of Abjure Enemy.
Okay. What's that do? Can you share it to VTT?
So it will. He has to make a Wisdom saving throw. And if he fails, he will have his speed reduced to 0 and is frightened.
Okay. Quick question: who are you targeting? The creature or the person?
The creature.
Creature. Okay. And last thing. Question: what's your save DC?
A 15.
15. All right. It fails. You get a sense that it can't be frightened, but its speed is 0 still.
All right. So I have the sense that something took hold, even if I'm not positive. And I say, "Duras, get away from it!"
All right.
No one strike it.
Okay.
I mean, I can only get it. Actually, I have a bonus. Let's see. So that was my action, and that was my action. So yes, with a movement, I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going around his threatened space. And as I'm running with the bonus action, I don't know if I can do anything with that. I simply. Nope, can't do any of those. Good. So I'm just saying, stay away from it. Face off with the rogue. Do not damage our larger target.
Okay.
That's it. That's my bonus. That's the end of the turn.
Top of the round. It looks like it's going to be good old Slim's turn once more.
I'm gonna come in with that short sword,
All right.
recklessly.
Very recklessly.
Oh!
Net 20!
That's a crit, and because he is next to an ally, it's sneak attack.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man.
I like that word, crit.
Crit.
So we'll maximize. What is it? 1d6? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be 6 plus the one that you rolled there. So that's 7 for the crit sneak damage, damage, and then.
Did you get the
8.
rage damage as well?
Yeah. I'm looking. So it's going to be okay. So it's going to be 8 plus 7 is 15 plus 2 is going to be a total of that's math. Yes.
17?
Yes.
15 plus 2, 17.
Yes. Yep. So 17 damage. All right. So after getting him in the thigh with the first attack, you now lunge forward and you get him this time directly in his gut with the thing. As he's like pulling back from his attack on Lucy, underneath his arm is where you stick him.
Yeah.
Right with your sword. All right.
While my blade is still in him, I look him in his eyes. I go, "Two songs, do."
I feel like you're
And then
speaking Star Wars language now.
and then I come in with my battle axe.
Okay.
Do I still get advantage for attacking recklessly?
Yeah, recklessly it applies to every attack you make.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That right.
Come on, come on.
It just has to be declared at the first attack.
Okay. 15.
15, you say? Well, that's gonna also hit. Wait, no, you're attacking him. No, I'm sorry. 15 does not hit.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
That's your turn.
Yeah, I believe that is my turn.
It's a very solid turn. All right, go on, Doris.
So with the creature that's like been forming in front of me, is it fully formed? Like, do I worry
Yes.
that if I move, it would like come at me?
It is fully formed. You see, it's struggling to try to move, but it does have free movement of its upper body. Its legs are like locked in place, but it is able to. I mean, it can shift around. It's a little
Right.
But yes, yeah. If you move, it'll probably attack.
But
Yeah.
it
If you
also
stay there,
has-
it'll definitely attack.
it's also under the effect of Lucy's.
Bane, yeah.
Um,
It's born very magically deprived of life.
Yeah, I was
He's
just
like, "Is
wondering
this
if there was a
life?
way that I could
Is this
disengage from
life?"
it without evoking an attack of opportunity. But
Yeah, no, yeah, you're gonna have to take one probably.
Which is
unless
fine.
it chooses not to.
The action of disengage is just an
Yeah.
action, right?
It takes an action to do. You can.
that's
disengage.
fair. Then I'm going to spend my action to disengage so that I can avoid that possibility. Since
Okay.
from what Vic told me, I feel very worried about being attacked by it, and from what we saw last time. So I'm going to actually disengage, and then I'm going to move myself over closer to my friends. And yeah, I'll come like right up. Well, I'll come like over in this area because I want to keep a good line of sight on the other guy and on the creature, but still have them nearby.
Okay. Anything else you do?
I will use my standard. So let me. I'm going to. I'm going to use a sanctuary as a bonus action on Slim.
Okay. I believe it's touch, isn't it?
Is it touch?
30 feet.
No, yeah, it's just within range.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that will that lasts until he deals damage or attacks someone.
Right.
Right.
The
So
yes.
it'll last basically for until his next turn.
Right, that's what I'm. Yeah, he's already had his turn before mine, so this means
Mm-hmm.
that he's warded by it until something. The creatures are going to go before him next anyway. So if,
That's true.
And he just attacked the guy. So my thought process is if the guy retaliates.
Sure.
So yeah, so you're until the yeah. So if anybody attacks him, they'll have that disadvantage.
You can't kill me when my friends are here. You can't kill me when my friends are here.
Okay. Very good dance. All right. Now, after all that, the gentleman that you are attacking is seeing that you just attacked him, Slim. He's going to try to attack you with his daggerous attacks,
He is.
which means he has to make a wisdom save
Along.
with Bane. What's your spell save DC? Be 14, right? Because of your
Are you talking to me or Lucy?
yes, you. Because your
Mine is
wisdom
my spell save is 14. Yeah.
14. Okay. Yeah. All right. So okay. So what happens is he goes to like swing at Slim, and then he kind of like he gets enveloped by this feeling of like, you know what, maybe not this guy, and at the last second turns and now attacks Lucy.
Is he allowed to attack twice?
It doesn't actually attack. So the sanctuary just keeps you from attacking, so we can still attack someone else. in his range.
The what Sanctuary does is it makes him question who he's going to attack, and then he repositions himself.
Okay, and my reaction is if he hits his shield.
Okay, well, he got a total of 20. It'll be 22 to hit. Because he got a 20. He got a 26 minus 4 because of the bane.
That's
So,
great.
22.
So
If you use
I'll
shield,
react with shields.
yeah, that makes you 23 AC. So the attack misses. And now for the second attack, doesn't matter. He's not going to get a good with this, I don't think. Okay, yeah. So both attacks now. You now have basically two different levels of arcane protection now. As he pierces through the the shield of faith, and then you're just like, just kidding, and another shield, and he's going, and he's like, going. He's getting frustrated that he can't hurt you. Just like, come on.
I look up at him and I stick out my tongue.
All right. That's his turn. Now it's this guy's turn. Does that vow that you use, is he gonna save at the end of his turn or beginning of his turn, or how's
I don't think he does. I think he's stuck there for a minute.
Okay. I'll go
Let me
with
check.
that.
I see
Come
Lucy
back
May
up.
do that, and I go, "Bon there, Lucy May."
And I look over at
Choose one up to 60 feet.
Slim and I give him a big wink.
Fiends and undead have disadvantage on failure. Frightened and speed reduced for a minute or until it takes damage.
Okay. So unfortunately for you, being a large creature, it has a range of 10 on its swings, so it's still able to hit anyone that's 10 feet away from it. So it's going to attack Slim, or try to. It's going to fail and attack Lucy instead, which is not going to hit, especially when you add that in. So it takes a swing with its right claw. And,
Oh, back up, back up, back up!
yeah, and you hear as you like dodge just to the side of it, and it's like deflected by the arcane barriers around you. It lands on the ground. There's a small crater in the cobblestone from where it was hit. It just hit, and that's its turn. So next up is going to be Lucimi.
He glares at it, and she stands up because she was squatting because she thought it was a little child. Stand up.
She's very
And
upset.
she casts Fairy Fire on.
Okay, now you know that's concentration, which means you'll drop your bane.
Oh, crap!
Yeah, concentration spells are awesome and horrible all at the same time.
It really makes you strategize.
Mm-hmm.
It does. All right. Well, then I guess I will do my backup plan, which is Hunter's Mark.
Also concentration.
Fudge.
I'm sorry, I don't make
Yeah.
the rules.
I can multitask. I'm a woman.
I mean, I feel like that's.
Oh man, now if you say no, that's. I'm just kidding.
Now you hate women if you say no.
So
Yeah,
I will
no.
say that Jeremy Crawford said no.
Yeah,
He
the
built
rules
con-
as
yes.
written. I know,
So-
believe me, in building this character, I'm like constantly like, oh, I can't do these things ever at the same time.
He's unfair. Actually,
Yeah.
it's very fair because
No, yeah,
concentration spells are
good.
really powerful. So
Yeah. Well, that's like Shield of Faith.
Right.
That
Well-
only if I do something else concentration based, she'll lose that +2.
That's why it's wonderful that Sanctuary is not concentration. Actually, the character that I'm playing in the
Exactly.
second campaign, he's going to be able to use both, and it's my favorite combination. Anyways,
Me too.
that's not my favorite, but I love it a lot.
Well, then my backup plan
Plan
3.
C.
Is to back
is
up and attack
to,
from range.
is to cast command and
Does command say that it's concentration?
no.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell this guy right here to flee.
We.
Okay, don't even roll. He's like, okay, I want to flee.
Wait, what do you mean he wants to flee?
He's trying to get away. You chased him to get here.
Well, I
He
know
only
that,
attacked you
but
because you found him out.
fine. I change my mind.
That's you can do that. It's
I
fine.
want him to grovel.
That okay? Now I'll
That's
have to
good.
make a save. All right, let's see here.
Dang.
No, he has to make a wisdom saving throw, and he has a D4 that is.
I already rolled it.
He rolled a net, or
Yeah,
13
-1.
and then -1. Yeah.
But I mean, he has a bit of a bonus to his wisdom, but not nearly good enough to fix that. So you watch him just kind of go to the ground, and he's just like groveling.
Nice.
Yes. Can I put like as my move?
Technically, wait a minute.
Like-
He won't do that till his turn. Technically.
That's right.
Well, once
But
he
you get
does
a-
it, can I like put my foot up like on top of him?
Whoa! No feet on. Hey, don't put your feet on Twitch, please. That's a problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
it's
it's a rule.
It's not a thing.
You
don't-
you can't put your feet on Twitch.
We don't need to
Fortunately,
talk
your
about it.
background- Yeah, yeah.
Moving
your background-
on.
Your background did that, but it's
Kind
a
of
Twitch rule.
crazy
Twitch
rule
rule.
is that?
I don't know. Moving forward, though, we are going now to
So he doesn't fall yet.
Yeah, he isn't falling yet, but you get a sense that your power has gone over, and he will fall. He will grovel on his next turn.
Okay. And,
any movement?
that- I Well, he can't get attack of opportunity then if I leave. If I
On his turn, he
travel-
takes no action, which means that he could technically still take an action until his reaction on his turn. Until his turn. But on his turn, all he's going to do
Your
on his
command
turn.
tells him what to
Yes.
do when it's his turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But until it's his turn, he still can attack you if you leave his threat range.
Okay. I will stay where I'm at for now, and I will then go ahead and I will give bardic inspiration to Slim.
Okay. Alrighty then. So that being said, it is now everyone has all the people APCs have fled. They continue fleeing. It's now Vic's turn.
Well, you two are still. Why didn't. Fuck, it's going to hit you! Like, get out!
He's so upset.
I'm going around it. I didn't think about the 10-foot reach. But, you know, to me, the intent is simply to get away from it. There's only so much I can plan it out. So I'm going to move up in here so that I can go after this guy, thinking that, oh, maybe I'm out of reach of that larger. And I'll take a swing, because we're trying to drop this.
You are not out of his range. Just so
What's
you
that?
know. You are not out of his range. I just checked it.
I know that, but
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Dick
Okay.
Dawson does not.
No, that's
entirely
fair.
sure.
Alright, that makes perfect sense. I was
He's
just making
not
sure.
positive.
Ultimate
of
character player separation. I know this is dangerous to me.
I'm probably safe.
I mean, yeah, that's what I did.
18 is
I'm
gonna
gonna-
hit, my friend. Oh, he's not my friend. You're hitting the
You know,
bad guy.
I will say.
Get him.
they're not showing my damage.
No.
It is not. No.
Oh, you gotta
Did
hit
you
the
click?
longsword
Yeah,
button,
did you click the
pink
longsword button?
Inside roll 20.
No, yes, I did. I'm pressing it.
Nope.
There it is.
There you
There
go.
it is.
Dang.
Okay, so are you gonna add a smite or anything to this, or are you gonna
I
let
have
the damage?
Sorry. Oh, used up. We're gone.
Okay, that's
He's
fine.
tapped.
Either way, without the smite, I just wanted to see if I could get you to start another smite if you had any left. But you, so yeah. How would you like to dispatch this foe?
Oh.
So I
Come on,
come around and say, "Get out of the creature's reach!" And I come around Lucy May, and I'll come down with the blade with my shield, prepared to hit him. I'm just a standard strike. I'm not furious. I just want to get to the ground, you know, as I see him considering groveling.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Whatever his thought process is in that moment, I come down on top of him
Yes.
with the long sword.
So he is now dropped to the ground. Actually, all of you also witness that as he falls to the ground, the backpack that he had on his back, there's a single, almost dark purple crystal that rolls out of it as it hits the ground. It's now on the ground next to him.
I grab it.
That will be on your turn. You can attempt it. But now it is top of the next round, so it is your turn.
Your turn.
Yeah.
So the monster's still there, though, right?
The monster is still there. It is still attempting to hurt you. You see, he's rearing back for another strike on someone. But
I feel I can hold him here for, I don't know, 40 seconds.
Okay.
Pretty good amount of time.
Yeah.
What is that,
So
like
I-
8 rounds? 7 rounds?
I pick.
I
pick
don't
up the
know.
crystal-
I'm just saying.
pick up the crystal and I disengage. Can I do
okay,
that?
disengage action and then pick up the crystal. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then move. Where are you moving to?
I'm just taking one step back.
Okay.
Do I feel like? Can I tell that he couldn't hit me now?
You saw that when he hit Lucy, his arm was fully extended,
Yeah.
and so from where you're thinking, he probably couldn't reach you now. Yeah, unless he moved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listening to Vic. Taking a step back.
All right. Now I will say, since you didn't attack and you weren't attacked this round, your rage ends.
Oh god damn it.
Yep.
But you also have sanctuary until you attack or do damage. So your choice. You want to keep up sanctuary or do you want to keep up your rage? Also, if you hit the creature, he can move probably. So
What's that?
Vic told you not to hit the creature.
That's true. Vic did
Oh.
tell me not to hit the creature.
That's only at conflict with everything you represent.
He's like, but all I do is hit things.
Well, he also. is very good at not
wait,
getting
no.
hit by
I take
things.
out my hand. I take out my hand axe and I slash my thigh. I'm just kidding. That's so metagaming.
What is
That's so
happening?
metagaming.
I must say, angry.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's so metagaming now.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll listen to Vic, but it's
Okay.
so hard. It's so difficult.
Well, actually, it gets less hard as you slowly calm down.
Weirdly.
Yeah. All
I
right.
do have my hand axe, and I'm ready to throw my hand axe right into that creature.
Perfect. Gotcha. All right. Now it is gonna be Miss Lucinda's turn.
My turn.
Yep.
It wouldn't be my turn.
Did I skip you last round?
Not last round, this round. I'm after Cliff.
Oh, Doris. Okay. Yes. For some reason.
Yes,
I had-
I'm Duras. Have we met?
Yes. I don't know, but your forms are magnificent. All right. Go ahead.
I'm uncomfortable with this conversation now.
What is the spamming going on in the Twitch thing right now?
And honest,
What now?
What is that?
we've got.
I think
Again,
someone's rating us.
I'm gonna still avoid, attacking this thing, but I am gonna make my way over so that I'm closer to my allies. I'm gonna come right over to Slim. And I'm going to cast Malice Breaker again,
Okay.
just because it's a cantrip.
That holds our temp. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Well, you just get it again.
you get it again
Every
because
round,
it
yeah.
goes. It's only for one round, so it went away after the first round, and it helped
Right,
Lucy
so
because
it's
she was
saying it
attacked in that
maintains.
first round. Yeah, so it maintains it, so it brings it back up so that you have 4
Temporary hit points then.
temporary hit points.
Well, it definitely saved me.
And then I think that's I will look over at the I'm gonna just look over at the crystal that Slim picked up and see if there's anything I can discern from it just by looking at it in my bonus.
It looks exactly like the kind of crystals that you see floating above your heads right now. Well, not right now. Because
The ones
you're-
that
you're
the
flat.
ones that we normally
Yeah.
see.
The only difference is that it's got a tint. It's a different color tint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all I got then. I don't want to attack this thing just because I'm taking heed. I'm taking Vic's lead on that one.
Okay. That brings us now to Lucy May's turn.
So,
Oh,
can
wait,
I?
shit. I'm sorry. It gets attacked now. I forgot about it. And you are both within its range. It's going to attack Vic, though. It recognizes Vic as the person that's causing it to not be able to move. So it's going to swing on Vic. It's going to miss. All right, now it's your turn, Lucy. You watch as it just reaches up its hand again, and it goes, "Ugh," and Vic just goes, "Yoink," with his shield.
So can I disengage and use a cantrip, or that?
If it's a standard action, you can use it. But so disengage takes your action, right? So anything that's a bonus action, you can do after that.
I will. No. You know what? I'm just gonna hit it with my cantrip, my barrage.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Oh. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Great. I'm not gonna run away.
That's
Kill
not
this
what I
thing.
said.
Somebody's gotta do it.
We've up.
You've upset Vic. Vic is afraid of this thing.
You roll the damage, but you didn't actually roll the attack roll, so you got to roll the hits first with it. So it should stick a +5 or whatever it is next to it, or +7 or 6 next to the damage roll. Oh, there you go. 11 plus what's your spell attack? You've got 20 charisma.
20?
Is your charisma 20, or is it 18 or 19?
No.
What's your charisma?
It's 20.
Okay, so you have +7, so you have 18. It hits. Roll, and you did 10 acid damage to it then. Okay, so you watch as she reaches up and you see the tattoo kind of trickle up onto her hand, which it forms a whip, and she just goes.
Just wait.
Now the creature
We are
suddenly,
hitting in.
yeah, you see it kind of go, and it can now move.
Kind
It
of
is.
react, and then I look at Vic. What? I'm trying to kill it.
Yes, yes, yes! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Oh man.
All right, that is Lucy's turn. It's now Vic's turn.
Well, there we are. I'm already in its range, so
Whoop,
I'm
there it
going
is.
to come all the way over here. Yes. And I'll hit it because
Okay.
that's what we're doing now.
I'll say because it's got extended range that this is a flank as well, so you get +2 to your attack roll.
Yes, we're killing it. Doing our best.
The hit.
Nice.
Do
Roll your
it.
Damage.
Get him.
Did it go? Damage?
There we go. Ooh,
There it is. Yeah.
nice
Oh, there
max
it is.
damage. Vic is not playing around today. He's every time he hits hard. All right. So you watch as this creature recoils from the web, and then you see more dexterous than you would imagine. Vic, he kind of like just dodges behind it, and then hits it right up across the back of its like where its kidney would be if it was a human creature, with a sword. It certainly notices this, and now it's top of the round, so it's going to be our good friend Slim.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. I guess we're hitting.
Make up your mind.
Now I'm trying to decide if I want to use my last rage now because I just let it in. So yeah, I'm gonna charge back in with the short sword
Okay.
recklessly.
Right glass. Okay. That's a hit. You'll
Oof.
get your sneak damage.
Nice roll on that damage too. Nice. I'll
It's a
take
hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just watch as almost like a humanized or dwarvenized warhead. Slim just jumps forward, lunging with his short sword and pierces straight through the stomach area of this creature. You watch as like dark black ichor kind of falls from its wounds as it's definitely noticed that it was spawned in a very unloving world.
And now I'm coming back in with the battle axe.
All right.
Get it.
That's a hit.
Nice.
I love being a barbarian. That's the one-handed damage.
Slim
Fine.
says that as he.
Slim.
I love being a barbarian.
Slim, you get the spotlight.
Oh.
Oh.
Fine. So after I came in like just like a Zorro, like a dwarven Zorro with the short sword right into it, and I come back down with the battle axe, and I just right into its skull, just splitting it wide open, and then I pull it out, and I look into its brains, and I go, ooh, gumbo.
As you're saying that, it's the
No, please.
it fades just like you saw before. It
Please.
fades and just
Yeah.
disintegrates.
Thankfully,
into,
there's no remains left after
yeah
this.
into like
As
tons of
it's-
ash that get blown away.
As it's fading, I lick the blade of my
Which has nothing on it, I assume.
right. It's just
I never thought
Yeah.
I'd say this, but I lost my appetite after that comments.
All right. After you guys are, you kind of breathe the first sigh after a battle of relief. The guards from before that you were chasing with, they make it here, and you hear one of them who actually you recognize as Alistair, the guard that you saw from the games earlier, comes up to you and says, "Hey, have you seen a guy running away? Did you catch him?
He's dead.
You killed you can't question a dead okay. That's not great.
And I
I'm
point
gonna
at
be
the
the
corpse.
I'm gonna be the bad guy when they ask about this. She's gonna say that, hey, you should have saved them and I was the bad guy. Huh, great. I don't want to be the bad guy. You're always making me the bad guy.
Alice, stop projecting.
If I walk up to our fallen the rogue, someone roguish type with the two blades, Can I tell if he's still alive? If there's any life left in him after my hit?
You get a sense that no, you killed him.
All right.
He's dead. He
I was
did.
wondering if I could stabilize him.
At this point, you hit him, and it was the moment. It was just the heat of the moment. You actually realized that you might have potentially chosen, had you not had the right mind, to not kill him, but just the vengeance and the lust for battle has overtaken you.
Coming around in that moment, she's attacking my team, and we were told to follow. Yes. And then the creature. That's my interview. If anyone asks, coming around, and the blade and the creature.
Gotcha.
He was so concerned about the creature. But stay away from the creature.
All right.
Lucy messages Alistair and says, "Hey, you look like a really good guy if you want to, help heal my wounds." And she kind of holds up her arm and her big, gaping paper cuts.
Looks up at it because he's a gnome, so he looks up at it and he kind of just says, he reaches into his pouch. You see him pull out an adhesive piece of tape and just
Healed.
Very creative, Alistair. And Lucy kind of pats him on the head and turns around and goes back to her team.
All right, at this point you hear, "Well, Team 1, please report to me immediately."
How does she do that?
The pine.
Yeah, you hear Sapine's voice in your head.
I assume the rest of you heard that.
Indeed.
I don't have a great feeling about it.
I'll pick up the
Well,
body in his backpack and start
There
dragging
better be
it
a
with
good
us.
feel to it, because we just killed whatever it was that was going to attack their thing.
Yeah, looks like we're in trouble again.
Vodka.
I suppose we should make our way back to the arena.
Right, I've got our corpse.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
All right, so you guys you walk back to the arena, and as you get there, you notice that there's like smoldering like bits of smoke coming from different areas of the arena, from just as you on the outside looking in, and as you go through the tunnel system to get back in there, you notice that you have a straight path straight directly to her office. All of the gladiators that are there are wounded. They're covered in cuts and nicks, and as if they were just fighting for their lives from the invasion that they just fought off, and that you helped with. As you approach, her door is actually already ajar, so you're able to walk through very easily. As you see her sitting there at her desk. Don't do it. I saw Ben. I saw you. Her door is open. All right.
This is like a mason jar, like a jug. What are we dealing with here?
Okay. Her door is already halfway open, and you're able to very easily. And you see her sitting like at her desk. She's got several slashes across her front. Open wounds that she's kind of, you see her, she's chugging like a potion of healing, and she goes,
Well, you look like you've been through hell.
"Yeah, I think we all have. First off, thank you for coming. You've been
Flump.
Please have a seat."
I sit on the corpse.
So,
I think I'll stand.
well, I want to thank you all. We were all of us here were defending the audience and the people from that attack, and I think that you four are the only ones who are able to successfully track this person and chase them down. Not only did you catch them, you dispatched the attacker before the guards could get there. So, honestly, I have profound gratitude for you. I was watching and I noticed that, and you see Lucy May's crystal kind of like, I noticed that Slim picked up a crystal. Would you mind, if you give it to me, I will play it in front of you all so we can see exactly what information they were so intent on attacking us for.
Can you explain what this crystal does before we give it to you?
Yes, this is a special crystal that stores the memories and the recordings of things that happened for the particular people of import, the gladiators of import that we expect to kind of run the show. This is pre-edited. We haven't set it out to for people to watch yet. Apparently, this particular crystal was important because this person launched the entire attack on us, costing us hundreds of lives just to,
Just to be clear, the person that we brought in and dropped, they are not the lithe elvish swordsman
No.
going for Slim. That was a
completely
different
person. Yep.
Different direction. Great.
Yeah.
I'll pull out the crystal and I'll kind of look at the rest of my party.
It's not ours, is it?
And I'll hand it to her.
She holds it up and she says, "All right, well, you close the door at least. You've earned the right to see this, but I don't want whatever it is to be seen by everyone."
I'll close the door.
Okay.
Even though my crystal is watching us right now?
You honestly think I'd let it broadcast from in here?
Okay. You're the boss.
She kind of gets up.
Whatever you say.
She walks over, and you see her place the crystal kind of in almost like a cauldron on the side of her desk. And as she kind of starts doing a subtle incantation, the crystal kind of emits almost like a holographic field above it, like you're watching a hologram. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
An illusionary.
Yes, it's a it's a 3D video. So you see that in the this is several things kind of fade in and out of focus until she says, if I focus here, I'll be able to pull up the exact moment that they had most watched, which means it's likely with the reason that there it is. And you see that there is now a man, looks very similar to her. It's a gnome man with very dark skin. He has like a pencil thin goatee, and he has what looks like a suit and tie, but the suit is white and the tie is like bright red. And he's kind of got his hands in his pockets and he's leaning on this very desk. There's no one else in the room with him except for one figure who you recognize as Rockrot. And you hear him say, "Listen, I don't care what you're wanting to do here, what your plans were, but that boy is now one of our main attractions. I want to see him suffer. I want to see him go through something. So in this trial, you have to kill his brother. I don't care what else you do. Make sure he's the one that drops." And Rockrot says, "I don't... Why? Like, couldn't I get the same effect by just killing anyone? What if I'm trying to kill him and one of my members dies because I can't kill him quickly?" And he says, "If you think your skills are that rusty, then by all means, I can find a different person for my arrangement." And that's when it ends. There's a moment of pause because she shut it off at that point, where she kind of just stands there like. At first, you don't understand how she's feeling, and then you see her shaking.
Does that voice sound like the same voice that Slim and I overheard?
Yes, and the same voice that was announcing you during the trials.
Yeah.
A friend of yours?
Yes, who is that man to you?
That man is Mercant Royer, my father and the owner of this entire establishment.
Well,
I had no idea that he had deals or was trying to set things up without my knowledge. He told me that I would be in charge of this. I had to show to him that I could do this, and he went behind my back and orchestrated drama without my knowledge.
Orchestrating drama in a gladiatorial ring. I'm shocked.
I don't care that he did it. It's just the fact that he didn't include me in this, and the fact that he did it in such a way is infuriating.
I'm infuriated that it doesn't bother you that he did it. A man is dead for no reason because of those actions.
Yeah,
Why is he
Unnecessarily.
targeting? Why
He
is he
died
targeting Kitty and Halder?
He died fair and square. First off, the battle was still fair.
Was it?
And-
If you go into that arena to kill exactly one person you've been ordered to kill, would you consider that fair?
how are any of these
persuasion.
battles considered fair?
Roll persuasion.
Oof.
At that, you actually see her exterior cracks, and you see there's like tears welling. I hate this. I hate this game. I hate everything about this place. Okay? I don't want to be doing this. I don't have a choice. If I don't do this, I will be kicked out of my family. Do you understand the pressures that go into being the overcoach? How dare you question me?
If we don't do this, we'll be in slavery for all of our lives. I don't think you
Yeah.
understand real pressure.
Yeah,
We will-
that's what happens when you're privileged.
Roll persuasion again.
Can I cast guidance on his persuasion?
That one wasn't that good. Do I get advantage for her helping me?
You know what? I will give you advantage because she's being
From
a
our
hype person.
perspective, we will always be questioning.
I just look at her.
Well, that didn't help. So thank you for that. But they're both. I had one good persuasion in me.
All
I
right.
just look at her and say, "You got problems."
Listen, keep all of this a secret. I will deal with my father as best I can.
Well, wait. What is that? What does this have to do with the attack of all these nightmare creature thingies?
Because you fought so valiantly, I will tell you. There's been a new wave of thinking in the city of Nimon here lately. As you all are aware, this kingdom, I'm sorry, the city, in the gnome kingdom. This kingdom is a gnome kingdom. There are people here who are not gnomes, but they're all immigrants. And more recently, over the last 50 years or so, people have been coming in. And there is a way of thinking amongst the immigrants that those of us who are gnomes are not capable of handling big decisions, or they're trying to sow propaganda. They call us things like broken bodies and these terrible names. I'm assuming, because my father is a wealthy and successful member of our society, they are attempting to make him fail by attacking us and showing less than desirable truths to the public. I don't know whether it's because they want him to fail for financial reasons or for political, or just because they have a personal grudge. But
So
that is my assumption.
I'm having a hard time understanding why we shouldn't root for them.
Because if you are a gladiator when they shut us down, you will become a slave, no matter how far you progress into your trials. The rule of the law is that unless you're free, you are not free. And if we no longer exist to give you your freedom, you'll never get it.
If you no longer exist to enslave me, then I don't see how I can be enslaved.
You are not enslaved
Means
by
that
us.
one frying pan into the fire.
Yes. Whoever takes over our assets will absolutely be your new slavers, and they will probably be less friendly than I am. I've-
Who are
This-
these immigrants? Who are they?
Humans, Goliaths, half-orcs, elves, everyone, honestly. If you see someone in this kingdom that's not a gnome, then they're not from here.
A thought is not an action. There must be some organized group that is sending such fiends, fellows as
Okay.
this, with these shadow creatures. Those don't come cheap, I think.
Yes, you are right. There is potentially a bigger root to this. The number of people who would have a grudge against my father are many, but those who are capable of creating such monstrosities as we witnessed today are quite few. If I were to have time, I could probably put together a list of those who might be responsible for these attacks. Whether you believe in us or not, they just cost the lives of hundreds of people who were just watching the games today. I did my best. We all fought, and thankfully, none of us died, but we weren't able to save all of the onlookers. So whatever you think of us, regardless, they are definitely terrorists. Will you help me if I can find out more? Will you help me stop them? I could force you, but I don't want to be that person. I'd much rather.
I don't think you can force me.
I think that's the nature of.
Are you asking or are you telling? Are we free to choose or are we not?
I am asking that you help me. And in doing
get
so,
our
help
freedom.
yourselves.
Let's perhaps cards on the table, one card at a time. Then, what's in it for us? You have two.
I can't let this be a public war. Which means that as you have all become very fast celebrities, everyone will know your win-loss column of the trials. I can't free you early. It will become a problem if I do. However, if you assist me and you survive and win your freedom, I will give you a large severance package.
I'm of the opinion that one has to make it to such severance packages and are worthless until then. However, and by your own organization, you can't help us overtly, but I believe Lucy is already one of your favorites, pointing to the crystals. And naturally, you would want to encourage more valuable sponsors for her, or perhaps her team.
Roll persuasion. She thinks about it for a second and says, if it got out that I was offering to help you in your trials, it would be just as devastating as if this crystal had got out to the boat. However, I may know of some people. I've recently been in touch with a...
Perhaps the less you tell us, the more you can work whatever you need to work. But I'm planting that seed to all of us, while we also think about the events that occurred today.
And remember, whether or not you help us, our opposition is already being helped by your father.
I'm not asking you to go against my father. I'm asking you to go against the people who are attacking this Colosseum.
I understand,
not
but
one and
we
the same.
we still have to do our trials. And in our trials, your father is weighting them against us.
Indeed.
I don't know that he gave him any aid, but I will look into the matter, and if he did...
I do feel... I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
You do that a lot, yes. If he did give them aid, I will counterbalance that as best I can whenever you go against them. Does that sound fair?
No. I'm still a slave. How is any of this fair?
That's
It's not
the bare minimum that would be.
but the fact that we have any negotiating time at all, and I do believe we have some right to, beyond freedom across all of these gladiators, but that aside, it is what it is. So what I'm seeing in this moment, there is you, Supine, there is your father, both of which have an interest in this tournament, these games year-round, across the continent, I believe. This is my understanding. So there are many powers at play between those two, and where that lies, I don't know. We are in that court. But there is this third unknown terrorist party, it seems, that is against your father and the games themselves, not necessarily what they stand for. And that is our question, I think, that you want us up against. Does that seem correct?
Yes. You must... I will find whoever is responsible for this, and I will point you in that direction, and you will do what you do best.
Here's what I want to ask. I want a full afternoon with no crystals so that my teammates and I can discuss everything in private and make a decision as a team.
Or persuasion. You have an hour. Any more than that, I won't be able to explain to people why you're not visible. Then we have an accord.
So you are
As long,
passing.
as long as we're all on one accord, then you will have an answer.
I don't understand what
You
you're
still-
asking me.
you
Are
still
you
don't
saying
see
yes
how-
or no?
You'll have an answer as to whether we
So we don't-
will go along with you or not.
Very well.
After
I will
that.
give you the hour right now. This is the easiest time for me to explain why your crystal's acting up. So I will leave. As long as you stay in this room, you will have the ability to speak. I'll come back in 1 hour's time.
Is there anything in this room that would be listening to us?
Obviously, I value my privacy as much as the next person, so no.
Do I believe her?
Roll insight.
Somehow this, pointing to the purple crystal, this stolen crystal, somehow that was captured despite your father and Rock rot. So somehow this could be recorded right now. Have you checked
Yes.
for that?
It is possible that there's something I do not understand, but it's not.
Let
Rockrot's
us
crystal should have been shut off when he came in here. However, for whatever reason, it did not get shut off. It was visible. I assume someone tampered with it in some way. But I currently do not understand much. You watched this the same time I did. I must investigate further.
You hold power over these crystals.
I should have the soul power, yes. Even my father shouldn't have the ability to override my commands. But
Then perhaps
somehow,
you could disable them all right now.
yes, I've done that. We've been talking with them disabled this whole time.
Oh,
I mean fully disabled, as this one is the one that she's holding that I point at. That's like not floating or anything.
The purple one or the one that?
No, the one from the guy, the one that like isn't following somebody. Like it's. I'm just saying like ours are maybe not recording. She says, but they're still
Yeah.
magically being like following
Yeah.
us and stuff.
Right. Yeah, well, it's worth noting that when she originally waved her hand and told you that, of course she's not being people recording, your crystals were already kind of stuck back at the front door. They didn't really enter the room. Lucy's did, but when she said that, Lucy's also went away. So like their crystals aren't even in the room right now.
Okay, that's all I was kind of trying.
Yeah, the
to
only
say.
crystal was the purple one, which she's got in her hand.
Okay.
just still. I don't understand why we can't go to a location we want to be at to have our privacy. Why do we have to be here?
Because
she-
you must work within the system. This is the only place I can guarantee you're not being watched. Now, your hour has started. I have other matters to attend to, people to thank for defending the keep and all that stuff. So I'll return in an hour's time. And she, with that, begins to walk towards the door and close it.
well,
And that's a good time to take a break. So, we are going to discuss all that and move on to the next stage when we come back. It'll be a quick break, 15 minutes is all this time. We're not actually going to be able to do the giveaway this week. We've been kind of putting a couple other things, so we're going to save that for next week. We're going to switch to doing it every 2 weeks, the $50 giveaway. So watch us next week as well as this week. Hopefully you'll like us when you see us. But yes, in the meantime, hopefully you'll stay around and stick around. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Thank you.
See you guys.
Welcome back, everyone. I am still your friendly neighbor, Dungeon Master Lee, and we are right back in it. So
You're
before
still
the break,
here?
yeah, I know, right? For some reason, I haven't been fired yet.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, before the break, the party members went off and chased down a lone attacker who had apparently caused massive terror against the people of the Colosseum. Before this, a completely seemingly unrelated event happened where someone gave a gentleman wearing a flowery robe came over and gave a message, a physical letter to Slim. And then immediately there was an attack on the Colosseum. They chased after said attacker. They tracked him. Took about probably 20 minutes altogether to get to where they could. They knew he was no longer able to keep running, so he stopped Then they just searched around. They ended up finding him in the middle of town square and defeating him in combat. He summoned another nightmare feeder, the same creature that attacked them in episode 3. But they are currently successful. They then traveled back with the... did you bring the body, you said?
Yeah.
Just the crystal. Okay. With the body and the crystal, they traveled back and they spoke with Spine, who told them they found out that there was a bit of a plot, and now they're just discussing whether or not they're going to help her. She gave them an hour to do so. So you've got time to present yourself with whatever you want.
Oh no, my mom called us murder hobos.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nope. Hobo attacked us.
Yeah, Ma. We were defending ourselves, Ma.
Yeah.
No, we
Gross.
He attacked first. That's like the very definition against what a murder hobo is. He didn't meet us and he's like, "Would you like to see my wares?" And we were like, "We murder him."
did no such thing.
He reaches into his pocket. I stab him in the chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
I'm sorry.
what are we doing, guys?
Derailing that.
Oh,
All right. So we have
we
Supine.
decide what to do, assuming that we have privacy.
You know
we
what?
trust
What?
we have privacy.
What's
She's gone. She left the room, and there seems to be no... I mean, as far as you guys can tell, there's no way of anyone listening in.
Yes, it's in her best interest that we have, that we're able to speak freely, which she was wanting us to speak freely anyway. So either way, she's going to know our thoughts.
Yeah.
I use in Thieves' Cant. I ask if anyone else knows Thieves' Cant.
No one answers.
What are you
So
doing?
you guys just hear Slim talking a bunch of random nonsense, like the
Like
boat
usual?
sometimes approach the dock, and when they approach the dock, the sun sets in just the right angle, and you're just like, what?
And when the wind is southerly, a hawk from a handsaw. I don't what.
What does that mean? I think that means something.
All right, I'll say that in Thieves' Camp, that means that if you attack on the low, I'll attack on the high.
And I
What is he doing?
I may be new to certain cultures, but this is not normal
I
conversation.
guess it's a post-battle thing. Right. So we have Supine.
yeah.
We have her father, and we have this nightmare feeder third-party terrorist racist organization.
Yes.
Well,
Guys,
are they racist or are they just because everything I've seen of the way that the gnomes treat the taller people is fairly bad. So and we're slaves here. Are we sure that these people aren't rising up against oppression here?
We're not sure of that. We know what she told us, so I'm going off of recapping that she says that is a potential possibility of someone who just wants to run the games themselves their way.
Which,
Well-
if that's the case, then I can see the point with that puts us in no better of a situation. But
Precisely is what.
But
she
if someone,
implied.
right, that's her implying that though.
Right.
what about what she said, what we saw in that discussion with the hologram? They were plotting to kill Haldor. The brother, they said kill his brother, so they're referring to Biddy, and Biddy's a gnome. Why would they want Biddy? What's going on? I know their father is some sort of a wizard.
The father wanted that, and the third party wanted the information of him setting up the thing.
Right. Well,
That's blackmail.
what if this so-called terrorist organization is really just standing up to oppose these games that we are slaves to ourselves anyway?
It is.
It doesn't excuse murdering innocent people with violent creatures.
Are they so innocent when all they wanted to do was watch us?
The
kill
crowd
each other?
was murdered.
The crowd just wanted to watch us kill each other.
So it
I
doesn't.
think we
It
need to
doesn't
find
excuse
out
any
more
party. No
information.
party's excused.
We need to find out more information before we can make an alliance.
Well, we
Well-
are sort of under the purview of Supine
Yes.
in general.
Well,
I just don't understand why a gnome, why Sapine's father, who's a gnome, would want to be rid of, Biddy, who's a gnome.
I'm not sure
If he's so, racist
From-
against other races, why would he want to get rid of one of his own? I don't
From what I
understand.
remember in the recording,
Right.
did he say that
Yeah. So
wanted Biddy
yeah,
dead,
you get
or
a
that he
sense
wanted
that-
Biddy
okay, so
wanted to
just-
entice
just,
Biddy?
Just to clarify this, guys, you guys got a sense from the recording that you saw that he was telling Rock to kill Biddy's brother because he wanted Biddy to react for good show, basically, to
Right.
make a good show.
yeah.
And that seems to be completely have nothing to do with this terrorist organization. They
Agreed.
just happen to know somehow that existed, that this recording existed,
So
and
it
we're trying
seemed-
to liberate it.
It seemed
Right.
that Merkant was after, sparking Biddy to act, to perform something about his father and his connections. We've heard all about that. The young child, they're very impressionable and
Well, they just
volatile and very volatile powers. He seems to, the fact that he's here by choice or by his family's choice, that he could possibly survive.
So, if the people with the nightmare beasts are trying to get the word out that these games are bad, how is that not in our favor?
And trying to destroy viewership, destroy gnomes.
Right. Now, Duras, I'll give you that they killed a lot of people, and that's not good. But I'm just wondering if I'm just trying to draw a hard line here on whose side I'm on, and I'm really not sure if I'm not on that side.
All right. And none of us need to be on a side yet. There's not that much information. But what we do know is we are in these games enslaved for 10 games. And what allies we have now are possibly among the very few we'll ever make. But that doesn't mean allyships change. Allyships can be reformed and perhaps persuaded down the line. We need to find out more, and Supine has the resources to support us and to get us closer to where you're headed.
Yes. Victossen makes a very good point. We do not have to ally ourselves with Supine just because we agree to help in this situation. We are agreeing to help find out what is happening.
That I can agree to.
And if we are truly alone in this moment and she truly isn't listening, as she gave us our word, then she will trust us to do that, because that is what we are trying to do.
And that's what we'll pledge ourselves to.
And in the meantime, since we are chosen not just favorites in the show, gesturing to Lucy, but as enforcers of a sort, as something that we've been tasked to, to work alongside. I don't know how clandestine we'll need to be,
Yes.
but and knowing that she can't show support for us, but she has the resources to do. Again, she has the networks that we don't. We can't speak with these nobles and wizards and druids from across the land who have come for sport and to see, like father, like Merkant, is that his name?
Yeah, Mercant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know how to put an H there. Like him looking for excitement, looking for growth and power. At the end of these are the blood trials, but there's more to it. There are countries, alliances at stake at the top tiers of these games. So this building is more than just, well, the hell that we're currently in.
Right.
Agreed.
Also,
this is bigger than our enslavement.
Keep in mind too, if he's doing this to Rockwat for Biddy's brother, what is he gonna do to you guys for me? To get my reaction, since I have one of the big crystals.
is.
So this is my point. These games, they're gonna play us against each other. These games. I know we talk about we have to get through these games, but why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do? Right now they have the power. Now, what I'll say in this moment is that I agree. The best way for us to learn more about the situation is to play along with Sapine. After hearing your arguments, I do agree with that. Je suis persuadé. But
One
So I guess-
battle, one strike at a time.
my thoughts exactly.
Yes.
But all right, Vic, you point, I punch.
Or maybe don't sometimes.
Well, then don't point, and I won't punch. That's fine.
That is a very valid argument.
One finger, two fingers, no, three fingers. Well, no.
All right, enough of that. Okay, so unless you have anything else you want to achieve while you're waiting for this next, 15 minutes of time.
Well, we have an hour of privacy. Like, all right,
Yeah.
why do we have this privacy? I would like to discuss the letter that you received, Slim.
While we have this privacy, can I use a rescue? I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
That is up to you. I don't.
I'm actually just impressed that Slim would even ask. I mean, he lives his life in a loincloth, so feels like he would just do it. But okay.
I'm not a beast. I'm not just pooping in a corner.
It's fair. It's fair. Okay. Continue, sir.
What is that supposed to mean?
Did you just call yourself a beast?
Technically,
No.
you guys all have been pooping in the corner because unless you have a place.
Yeah,
to stay,
that's how it
place
is
to
in
stay.
in our place that we
Yeah.
are.
Oh,
it's
great.
all in the corner.
Yeah.
As,
poop
as,
corner.
as
Moving
we're
on from
discussing-
that.
As we're discussing Slim's letter, because Lucy's a multitasker, can I also kind of look around the office and investigate to see if I see anything suspicious that
Sure.
stands out
Make
to
a
me?
perception.
Ooh, noticing her do that, I'm gonna start scouring the place.
You just start. Okay. Roll an investigation if you're scouring the whole place.
I don't know if this is
I
our.
don't want to scour. I want to carefully.
No, Slim is scouring. You're doing very careful work.
That's fine. You just got me.
Slim,
Yeah. So
he senses that we went through all of her things, then we're gonna get in a lot of trouble. So we should be careful and put things back. where they
as you're
are.
saying that,
put it
Slim
all
just
back.
goes. Shh. Oh, okay. To a bookshelf. No. You do actually with your roll, Slim. You do actually find it's a thing called Grandmother's Cookbook. It's a book.
Yes.
So.
That is not yours, and you have nowhere to hide it.
Maybe pants don't look so bad right about now.
I look around for a bag or something. Actually, I open it up and I start flipping through it.
Stop memorizing.
That information is not yours.
Drop 30 minutes. Now, so
I'm
I've
sitting cross-legged with this book open now.
Just finding out what we are agreeing to is fine, and my suggestion, take it how you will at this point, is to play along. We are agreeing to work with her on the assumption that she will be working for her
Agenda?
well, no, I'm trying to word it right, that she can work towards connecting us with more valuable sponsors, not
Yes.
just entry level, first tier
And
sponsors.
if she comes across anybody working against us, she at very least evens the playing field.
That's right. She'll keep her ears to the ground to make sure that the playing field is even, because that is what she wants. We're all not all for that, but that's what we can ask for. And sponsorship is fair,
Yes.
and we demand that Duras has all rights that we do in this town and in these games.
I agree with that.
I
Definitely a bargain for that.
yes. Thank you.
Yes.
I suppose
Well,
you could ask for that.
It
I
seems-
understand what her reasoning was before, but now people know who you are. There's no reason to not give you everything. No reason at all.
I will say is I appreciate the gesture. I do believe she has lifted the restriction from me from the last conversation that I had with her, with Slim.
You can look at you can look and see his tattoo or the marking on the back of his neck is the same as yours.
Oh, that's been cleared already.
I mean, we
Oh,
were just
great.
in town all together.
You know, I didn't even. I thought, I didn't even.
No, and that could have been a temporary thing. Like, you didn't know about the other thing, so that
Right,
totally
all
could
I
be
would
like a
have thought of-
temporary.
I would have thought
Yeah.
of, yes, we were following guards.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Uh,
I don't know how long. I maybe convinced her that this was a good idea, but against her desires, she has afforded me at least as many rights as she affords her other gladiatorial slaves.
As usual.
Without looking up from the cookbook, I say in Minotaur, I say, well, glad you got your walking legs.
Have you been practicing regular sentences in Minotaur? Which I say in common.
And I look back up to him and still talking in Minotaur. Well, I'm starting to like you.
Did they? How's he doing?
I'm not sure.
It didn't sound like he was cursing your mother.
No, he indeed was not. I don't know if that's good progress or bad progress. But thank
Don't
you
know.
for the kind words, Slim.
Okay, so do you want to discuss anything else before the time elapses, or?
Well, did you want to find out about the letter of that Slim got?
Am I able to memorize any new recipes from this?
Make an intelligence check. Just straight up and add your roll and add your intelligence bonus.
Oh, dang it.
Man.
You feel like you actually forget some of the recipes that you already know. Fortunately, you have those memorized. But
In
yeah,
trying
no,
to remember the
I'm
recipes
in-
you've known most of your life, the information
investigating
conflicts with
The
it.
corpse.
What's that?
I'm investigating the corpse.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we do have
Backpack.
the body of the guy.
Roll investigation. You just got this dead body just chilling with you.
Can I
rot
cast
starting to rot.
guidance on his investigation?
Sure.
Would someone rather investigate for me? I'm not particularly adept at these things, but I want to look.
I'll go ahead and roll. I mean, you never know.
My disgust sensitivity is too high.
Maybe. I'm peeking
You get
through.
another D4.
I'm just doing the thing.
Come on, 4.
Another D4.
3?
Okay. You find on him that there are 2 daggers. That he had dropped, but I guess you guys had. We'll just say had hurriedly. Yeah, you put him with this body when you got him, and then you also notice that he's wearing leather armor.
Oh, I bet this would fit Duras. And I start to take off his leather armor.
Maybe
Okay.
I'm okay with the armor I have.
And
Yeah,
there's-
two
and the back-
things. First off, it absolutely wouldn't fit Duras. It's not nearly big enough. And secondly,
He was a
he
big
is wearing
guy.
he's wearing
He took
armor.
up 4 spaces.
He was
What-
like,
Oh,
no,
not that one.
The guy that we fought, not
Yeah.
the creature.
Oh, it was the guy that you took.
Right.
Yeah, the
The
creature
creature turned
disappeared,
into
just
dust like ash and blew away.
And the backpack, there wasn't anything clearly in that.
The only thing that was in the backpack that you saw was the crystal that had fallen out. So
Oh, all right.
it seemed like he had that backpack specifically just to carry the crystal.
No, I only found a couple of daggers.
Yeah. Does
Yes,
anyone want-
maybe.
does anyone
maybe-
go ahead?
All right, maybe we shouldn't strip his clothing. I think that might be noticed when she re-enters.
I can
Alright.
sheathe the
Right.
daggers, but
It would fit your right leg. It's fine.
What? Are they nice daggers?
Yeah, they look like they're the kind of daggers you'd buy at the market. They're good daggers. They're better than
Might need a
most of the
belt
stuff
for them,
that you guys
though.
have.
I'd take one out of his hand and I just tuck it back into behind in the logo.
Roll dexterity.
Oh no, you're gonna stab yourself in the ass.
well, he's carrying 3 weapons.
He's got
Yeah.
3 weapons, and 2 of them have exposed blades, just like dangling on his backside.
Either that or the support of your loincloth is going to fail. Oh man.
All right.
You dexterous son of a gun.
So, for defying what would seem to be the laws of physics, you watch him just grab this dagger and place it next to the short sword that he has stashed in there, while holding his battle axe that he always holds in the other hand. And
See,
you
I'm
just
gonna
think to
text you
yourself-
because there's something that you can know but they can't.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Meantime.
Secrets.
Well, here's the other one. I'll toss it back on the body. It's not like we need daggers. They're worth what, a gold?
I suppose before our time runs out, before Sapine returns, maybe we discuss what we would like to do about Slim's letter.
Yes.
I am still curious. We assumed at first that we were being summoned to follow the man that we originally planned to follow, and it seemed that they were all very unaware of his presence or his effect on the situation, yet he took out 6 guards.
We might bring that up. Suppose that's up to you, Slim, since it was your contact. Again, the messenger seemed powerful enough. I'm glad we didn't take him on.
He seemed all right, but I could have taken him. But we do. I mean, there are plenty of spaces right here. Appointments, even. I think we have a pretty easy way to find out answers at this point.
And to be clear, each of those is like a different, like, you know, go to this bar and this day if you're looking for me, or if whatever.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Does it say for me to come alone?
It does. The letter direct addresses only you, and it does remind. And I'll remind you that it says that when you come, make sure you're dressed appropriately.
All right. That means nothing.
Oh, I know. I'm. That's what the words are.
That's what the letter says.
I've got an idea for that.
I don't.
It says dressed appropriately. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I think you might require Lucy May's assistance for that specific detail.
Oh no, she already helped me out. And then I pull off the loincloth, and you notice that under the loincloth, you see a codpiece.
You pull off the loincloth? You like fully remove the loincloth?
Yeah, I just
because the
rip it off.
codpiece only covers your front.
Right, I know.
Okay, just throwing that one out there.
With the little
Yeah, it's got the spicy pepper and the thing on it.
carefully placed.
Yeah.
Well,
So, and I was like,
it's an. I don't know if it's an improvement.
but I think this is about the nicest clothes I ever owned.
I'm so touched that you put that. Well, I'm
Pepper
I
proud
want
of
to be
you.
touched, but I'm so touched.
Yes.
Touched
You
is a
wore
strange.
what I made you. Finally,
Well, I feel very touched by what you made me as well.
I see that.
All right.
But
we have
but I'm
so
thinking that
remaining-
this lady might want a little bit more than just.
What? This
Yes,
is classy
please.
as hell.
It is, but
yeah.
it's incomplete.
Well, what did you have in mind?
So
Yeah.
generally, that goes between 2 sets of pant legs, singular
Yeah.
pant, and then you tie them together at, not looking but pointing at that point.
Well,
Yeah, I'll get some suspenders. We'll work it out.
the chat just said everyone takes 1d4 psychic damage.
That's Bobo.
Seems accurate.
Thanks, Bobo.
It's 2 in a week, two in a row. Good job,
Yeah.
Bobo.
Yeah, solid.
All right. Well, that said, so
Well,
we know that you
okay.
have a requirement for these meetings. That we can ask Sapine if there was any review of the crystals around town, or even in what happened to her guards. Her guards were completely demolished by this
Right.
individual.
Do we think it wise to mention this person to Sapine?
I put my loincloth back on.
I didn't see why not.
Well, who is Madame Sterling, Slim? Who is she?
I don't know until I go meet her.
You have no idea what this could be about.
I really don't know.
This wasn't your liaisons out to the town with.
No, that was with Dorothy, and I never met her.
She's probably an outcast that maybe wants to help you, but I mean,
An
you're
outcast
going
with
alone.
a powerful friend.
And
Yes.
Well, it doesn't tell me to go alone. I don't see why you all couldn't come.
well, the crystal will follow me wherever I go. So,
I don't see any reason why my crystals will follow me too. I don't see any reason why.
They don't follow.
Actually, yeah, your crystals only follow you if you're
right,
if you're
right,
in the
right.
Gladiator Coliseum or underneath it.
mine will.
Right.
So maybe that's not a bad thing, though. I don't
Well,
know.
then maybe you. Yeah, maybe that's not. Or maybe you wait outside.
Maybe.
You know, and with all this activity, I also think it's time for a rest. We need to train between our next trial, which will come, despite whatever decisions we make.
Yes.
And I
This
would
is
like
true.
some more time at the forge, I think. Work out some stiffness.
So
But
we
become your best friend.
I do like the fires.
we will make our accord with Supine, and then
Yes.
maybe a rest from the many encounters we have faced today.
Yes.
I could use a nappy.
Okay.
Could use any nappies.
Anything else you want to accomplish before the hour runs out?
How much time do we have?
Probably about 35 minutes.
Oh, so like we have time. Now maybe time for us to start considering, since we're working together, not just for our lives, but perhaps for the lives of others. What we might call ourselves.
I like Glass Storm.
Yes. Well,
Last Storm.
what's that?
Last Storm. That's very interesting name.
Last storm.
After what Vic did in that last fight, I think it's fitting.
Yes,
just
you
look-
are.
It seems singular to me.
Well, maybe it could just be your nickname.
Well, what we call our individual self. That's not what I'm here for. But together, we are greater than apart. I think it is safe to say.
maybe
Perhaps
together.
that's not a decision we need to make now. It's just something I wanted to put out there.
Yes, I mean, Vic, you display very impressive ability, as do all of you. I've witnessed multiple times, and maybe there's not
Don't sell
the
yourself.
singular. Yes, thank you. Perhaps as a storm is made up of many parts, maybe that is what we are, simply a storm.
That was deep as hell.
Perhaps we need to sleep on it. I don't want it to sound too singular either. One storm, one glass. But we are four. We are five. Where is I'm
Moses?
sorry, I can't think of Moses. Thank you. Is all right?
Oh, my Moses. You're counting Moses.
When you say that, and you see that, he kind of like pokes his head. He crawls up from under her back and pokes his head out from under her hair. And
Yes, I know you're hungry. Okay, and Slim's looking at new recipes.
he
So
bites your ear.
Ow! He's really hungry, you guys. Let's take care of this. Let's talk to Sapine and
I pull out a shrimp.
From where?
Hey, don't you worry about it.
I put Moses on his shoulder.
Moses immediately
He
starts scratching
likes
and
it
biting.
now.
No, he doesn't. He starts immediately scratching and biting. Like, get out.
I grab him
But
and
no,
I
he's
hold him
got
like
a
this,
shrimp.
and I feed him the shrimp. Will he eat the shrimp?
Roll persuasion, because
Not animal handling.
there has to be a smell attached to that. So, animal handling. Yeah, let's go.
That's worse. I
I was about to say, is one better than the other? Maybe you should check that
animal
first.
handling is worse. I shouldn't have said it. Oh no!
Wow.
Oh,
So as you're doing that, like
Roll
you're
initiative.
dangling it out there,
Just kidding.
it just kind of like just twists its lower body and pees directly at your face.
Moses! I grabbed
All right.
him.
So perhaps he's not quite in accordance with us yet, but
He was trying to be nice to you. I'm
Uh,
sorry, Slim.
Storm.
Yeah, I agree. You're not gonna get any more shrimp with that attitude, mister. And I put him back.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's talk to Sapine, and let's move and get some rest.
How many?
Yes.
How often are these hours you're requesting, such as this? Once a week?
I think this is the only one we got.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were suggesting it.
She very specifically asked for just like one period
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
You also were you got the sense from Sapine that the only reason she's able to grant you this without it being too suspicious is because she could say because of the attack that just happened, the confusion was such. So if you were to get any more time like this, it would be very suspicious, and that's something that she would probably not agree to.
It would probably be
Is there
different without Lucy May's crystal because we could just go into town to create privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other things you think that we should ask for before we get her?
We're looking for.
Besides our freedom, maybe a bunt cake.
A bundt cake. Yum.
I'm not really.
There's a recipe for that
Sure
on
what
that
that
on
is.
the book you have.
In the book?
Yeah.
There it is.
So
How to memorize the recipe again?
to be clear,
Can't.
we're looking at advanced sponsorships. You know, however she deems that. Like we need to be aware that it's the devil will be in the details,
Yes.
and
Even playing field.
then an even playing field, which I think is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. Here we go.
Was I able to memorize the bunt cake recipe?
No.
Of course not.
We'll wait for her.
All right. So the time goes by at roughly exactly, it's not roughly, but exactly 1 hour. You hear the pair of footsteps followed by a larger pair of footsteps coming up to the door. The door opens and you see that Sapine is sitting there, standing there, looking a little out of breath. Okay, so I also have a bit of a peace treaty, and she kind of opens the door a little bit more, and you see that sitting next to her there is a very beautiful, it's a human woman with elven-like features, like super. She's so angular face. Her skin is kind of like porcelain. It's almost so white that you're afraid that if you expose it to any light, she'll catch fire. Basically, she has really dark, like jet black hair coming down to her shoulders. She's got a dress that is like almost like a hunter green color with a golden inlet design of a what looks like the further chest is the base of a tree, and then there is a long vines pattern from her collar going down all on her arm sleeves and down onto the bottom of her gown, she has on her head a single chain, like it's not a crown but it's just a single chain that comes to a point with a crane design on the front of it. As she comes in, she says, "Hello, I am a big fan of yours. I am impressed by everything you've done. Your performance was exquisite. I should introduce myself. I am my name is Rachel. I am I am the heir apparent to the governor of Krone, and I am here to witness the games on a diplomatic meeting. But what I saw today was impressive." And she looks directly at Vic. You, most of all, Mr. Vic, do you mind telling me where you come from?
I was raised in the church of Indocrin. I believe it's Indocrin, is that right?
It's Idril, actually.
Idril. Yes, right.
I was like, I gotta change continent names now.
Yes, right, correct. The noble and pure church in Idril.
And you've been there forever. You see, I don't mean to pry, but you do seem a little bit familiar. Very vaguely so. I once knew a boy growing up.
Most of my life has been spent in the walls of the church until I separated from them on my own path.
Well, this is a disappointment for me, but not devastatingly so. It is still a pleasure to meet someone such as of your skill level today, as well as all of you. And she looks up at Doras and says, especially you. I have been briefed on your history, and I am quite impressed by both your decision making and your kindness. She holds out her hand as if to shake it. You are someone I am pleased to meet.
I hesitate for a second, and then I slowly reach out my hand and I clasp hers. I appreciate the compliment. I would say it is a pleasure as well, but I do not know you, and I find it hard to believe that you would know much about me, of my actual history.
Oh, I do not claim to know you very well. I only know the stories that I have been told by Miss Supine here, but she's very braggadocious on you. So clearly she holds you in high esteem. And at that point, you kind of see.
I look very like I just like that. I almost do like a full head turn in her direction.
She's looking very pointedly at the fireplace, just like. So
I lean into Duras, and I just she said braggadocious.
I kind of.
You realize Flim doesn't know what that word means?
I do. Yes, I do realize that.
What was her name again?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Rachel. Yeah.
Rachel. Okay.
Rachel.
I'm
Raquel?
Raquel. No.
I just kind of humbly look at her, and I say, Miss Rachel, you're related to the governor of Corone? Is that what you said?
I am the daughter of the governor of the south. Yes.
Oh, are you close to the capital of Corone?
You're not a geography major, I see. It's just okay. No, I mean, I have been to the capital. Do you know of it?
Yeah, I've been to, Corin, I've been through Corone before, yes, with my family, and I wasn't sure if you were familiar with any of the people there, if you knew of a man in the church named Bartholomew by chance.
He is our new bishop. Yes, I have met him. He is an acquired taste, I understand. I am not here to speak of. No. You've never heard of him. Apparently, he's a member of the church that's never come to the place that you were raised at. That's a lot. That's a lot of people do that. Not everyone. Very few total members of the church ever actually go to where you were at. To the capital city. I am not here to talk about him, though. I am here, and at this point, you see she raises, she being Supine raises her hand, and the crystals all come back to life. I am here to thank you for your efforts in protecting myself and the other onlookers today. So I would like to give you this, and she looks directly at Vic, and she holds out a crystal. It is a piece of, you as a craftsman would know this crystal. It is a piece of
Aetherstone.
Aetherstone, thank you. And this particular piece is called malachite.
Malachite?
Malachite.
Malachite.
Yes. I feel like there's no more proper gift to give someone such as yourself. You are, after all, the blacksmith.
The blacksmith. Yes.
I hear they're calling you Glasstorm now, as a matter of fact. The people seem to have taken an appreciation to your battle style. Perhaps they gave away the 3 crystals before they knew all the details, yes?
Excuse me, gave away the what?
She points to Lucy's crystal. 3 per season. 3 per year.
Right.
I'm sorry, I am a little flustered in your presence. You're so handsome. No, I am saying that you could, and she looks at this point like because the risk, she completely freaks out. She's just like, no, I'm saying like you could totally have been someone that they would have, very much liked it, as popular you know.
That
Not
is
that
not-
you're not, of course.
I put an elbow into Duras. Just kind of nudging him.
That is unnecessary. It's not what I seek. The 14 wings blessed me. That is all.
You mean 13?
No, I mean 14.
Roll religion.
Oof.
Okay, you mean 13. You are very strange, Mr. Victasen. I do not think that is an insult. I will follow your progress. And with that, she kind of gives a curt bow to each of you. Seemingly regaining her composure, she's back to her, like, stoic, like, queenly stance. And she turns and, nods to Sapine, who then nods back and then leaves. And then Sapine waves her hands and the crystals drop again and she closes the door. Sorry about that. I don't really like dealing with her, but it is, as you say, necessary to get the proper payment. Yes. So, have you made a decision about what side you're on in this coming conflict?
Yes.
Yeah. We will support you and do our best to try to get to the bottom of what's going on.
We seek to learn more about what is at play here, just as you do.
We seek to protect lives from being taken unnecessarily, as much as we are able to.
And in exchange for being agents of yours, not free agents, but as preferred in this moment, though not officially. Actually, I'm not sure how much we should be speaking. Never mind.
I am. Please continue. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but if you are trying to negotiate with me here, then this is something that we should be honest with each other. I would
The
not
crystals
send you.
go on, that's all I'm.
No, she waved them off.
Oh,
and-
once
yeah.
she left.
Yeah. As soon as she left, she turned them off.
So then, all right. Executive privilege. So, all right. So not as free agents, but we are agents that are learning, and we will be yours in this heightened position for exchange of your efforts to advance our sponsorship, to reach the end of the games, which we hope, you hope, will continue, and always an even playing field.
Always.
This is the deal
Or
that I
you could
offered you
tip it in our
before.
favor.
I offered this deal to you before. This is that. Oh yes, okay, I accept. I will make sure that there is no one who has an unfair advantage from outside sources that goes against you, or if they do, I will make sure that you are compensated so that you are on equal footing, as best I can, and I will come to you only when I know of a place for you to strike, to end this conflict before it happens. Because make no mistake, this is, while it is being kept secret for good reason, this is a war that we are on, and I need a team such as yourself that I can trust to handle the situations.
So
are
you're
you
seeing us as a strike team.
Yes, we're only going to be a fight team. Are we not also trying to get to the bottom of what is happening?
You're in your predicament. I think it would be very unwise for me to expect you to get to the bottom of anything. You are, unfortunately, a spearhead.
You yourself said that your guards could not track down the enemy that we did.
No, they tracked him down. He was just faster than them.
My point exactly. So if you need someone to investigate this matter, wouldn't you want those who could get to the bottom of it
Each of
as
these guards
fast as possible?
Each of the guards that I have in this place are roughly as experienced in combat as a captain of the gladiator team. That being said, everyone has their limitations, and we don't rely on them exclusively. They are more to protect you from each other than they are to protect anything else. We have more impressive agents who can get to the bottom of this for us. For now, just focus on living and doing the best performance, being the best performers you can be in the games. That will earn you more patronage. They will give you items and things which you can then use to improve your chances of winning naturally, fairly. And when the time comes, I'll let you know where you need to go.
You'll let us know what happened to lead up to this and details about it so that we can understand and process it. Because if we don't know those things, we're not going to be able to be tactical. One of our strengths is being a very tactical team.
I'll make sure you're sufficiently briefed.
Information for that. What?
I'll make sure that you're sufficiently briefed.
All right.
So, are there any other demands you make of me? She smiles.
No, but I just wanted to know what you think of Slim's codpiece, and I rip off his loincloth to reveal the codpiece.
I don't fight her.
Excellent design, though.
I don't fight her. She rips it off and I stand there with the
Roll performance.
Which one?
Her. She's the one doing the action.
Okay.
She does her very best to keep eye contact with you, but like you see her face start to crack, and then her eyes travel down.
I thrust. I do a pelvic.
Oh
thrust.
no!
I think that you would all benefit greatly from a trip to the tailor. In fact, here, and at this point, she raises her hand, and the cameras come back up. She says, "As payment from the gladiator games." She writes out a thing on some parchment and rips it off, hands it directly to Lucy. Get this man a set of clothing.
I will, but first I want your opinion on my quality work.
And when she does that, I kind of hop and pelvic thrust closer to Sabine.
Please don't do that. I don't know. That's
You two
I don't,
are about
We're
the
live.
same height.
We are live.
yes,
You are
no.
about the same
I don't-
height, aren't you?
Yeah, she's a little bit shorter than he is. Yeah.
I make that observation out loud.
So, at that, she's going to stand up like full size and take a couple steps backwards and say, "If I comment on my opinion of this," she looks at Slim in the eyes. "Will you accept my generous offer of clothing?"
Clothing, right?
Well, I'll take a look at what you got. And I wiggle.
You will have your choice of the store. Now, I think it is not flattering. Good day, everyone.
But funny.
What does
All right.
that mean? Not flat. What does that mean?
It means it's not flat.
Damn straight, it's not flat.
Yep, there it is. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna go get you some fancy clothes.
I thought these was my fancy clothes.
What time is it?
The game just ended. It's probably about 6 at night.
Okay.
All right. So, do we want to rest first? Do we want to get Slim some fancy clothes? Like, what do we want to do?
Well, based on the patterns, we go back to our corner and see if anything has progressed, if anything has been delivered, because that's where people know to deliver things to us.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then there's, I have no idea how long the shops are open. Is it written down what shop she's, what tailor is?
Oh yeah, it's a specific address on there. For like she basically made you possibly the world's first coupon. But yeah,
It's a punch card, but everything's already been punched.
yeah, it's like you get one choice of outfit. But yeah, there's a specific tailor's called Andrews that's available for your. That doesn't say when they close or open, but you would also, I would say, because when you were out there before, you would notice a lot of the shops were just opening, or starting to open, because like they get closed for the game and now they're opening up.
Because
So
the
they're
game's
probably you probably got a few hours, I would imagine. You would imagine, I should say.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Okay. So what are you guys doing? You go
Yeah,
back.
we go back to
there's
our
nothing-
area, yeah, to see if there's any.
nothing. Yeah, there's nothing in your area at the moment. You also know though that the deliveries are typically made at the first thing in the morning, so anything that you gained from that exposure of that thing, you'll probably have in the morning.
Especially after the battle, after figuring it all out, and bets being made on round 2.
Well, we should probably take care of getting Slim some clothes and getting him to where he needs to go.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
I know, it's gonna be okay. And I start stroking his head.
This is already chafing.
Okay, so you guys are on your way to the place and the address. Interestingly enough, Doros, you notice with your perception that there are 3 look like they're like highborn noble gnome children that are kind of just like in an alleyway, kind of like like they're stalking you, kind of following you. They're probably no more than 6 years old each. So they're tall. They're small even for gnome standards because they're so short. It actually reminds you a little bit of the size Biddy is.
Gotcha.
And they're just like slowly, following everywhere you go, and then as if they've had a plan. 2 of them, after like 5 minutes of following you, rush forward to say, "Hey, Mr. Bullman!" And are you gonna turn?
Yes, I turn.
Okay, so 2 of them rush forward and then go on all fours, and then the third one comes up and jumps off of them and lands on your face. It tries to land on your face.
I lift up my shield in its way. I might not have done this on any other day, but like a child turned into a man who tried to murder us earlier today.
Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna make you make a save. It's a child. So yeah, you hear, and then there's a moment where all of you watch this like kid who's just like, ah! And then slowly slides down the shield. And then you hear the 2 kids say, "Why are you gonna do that for, mister? We just wanted to see your mask. You're so mean." And they like grab their friend who is like crying. "It's okay.
I'm gonna kneel down. I apologize. It was a reaction, but this is not a mask. This is my face."
We've been through a lot today. It's not the time, young ones.
You're not you can't be a Minotaur.
I
Or
am.
not really. It's just like your thing, right? You just have a mask and you're like, "Oh, I'm a scary Minotaur." You talk.
Yes, I do.
Oh, he's a wonderful Minotaur. Isn't it great to see someone different from yourself?
Not all creatures are beasts.
The one who just the one with the noses. He just hit me with his shield. I don't like it.
I poke him with one.
I
Point
heal
of
him.
my hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal him.
No,
As
just
well.
let me poke him first. He'll be fine.
No, I know, but I'm the one that caused him damage, so I would immediately reach out and try to heal him.
Oh,
if
right.
he's
You saw
complaining
first. That's
about
all right. I mean, that's all I was gonna
He's
do.
got dibs on healing the gnome kid. Damn it.
All right. Oh,
Let me heal
never
this
mind.
child.
All right. So the energy flows from your hand, and you. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. So you're really a Minotaur?
Yes, I'm really a Minotaur.
Wow. How did you get so smart?
The same way as any other person gets smart. You learn.
Like learning not to jump on someone's face when you first meet them?
Yes, exactly like that.
Running into shields, and then learning not to run into shields.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that I just wanted. I thought if we got your mask off, we could be on TV or be on the crystals. I mean, but okay, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. You're already being seen by everyone, and I gesture to Lucy's crystal.
Yes.
Sometimes all it has to be is a conversation.
Yeah.
Not listening to anything I said after I said that. Well,
Wow.
thank you for this conversation. It was very nice.
Starts to walk away to get the attention away from
And then I stand up.
them. Kids these
I didn't
days.
hear a thing you said. Sorry.
Cool. I just thanked him for the conversation and stood up.
Okay. That's a downside with headphones if you catch them on your thumb. Okay, anyway. All right. So with that, they kind of like try to like hem it up for a bit longer, and then they get bored, and the three kids just kind of.
Yeah, Lucy has walked away, and they're still just performing to the air.
No, I mean they're trying to like follow and like
Okay.
you know, but after a while, like get a sense like you move faster than they do, so eventually they can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
And so
Well-
you just leave them behind.
We didn't scare them off.
Yes, somehow.
No, you
Right.
were
Anyway.
quite gentle with them for trying to tear your mask off.
Yes, I would like to say I'm surprised, but it would be easier for most people to assume I'm not a minotaur than a beast that has any type of emotion or intelligence.
Okay, so you guys make it to the Andrews, clothing store. It is still open, and you see that as you walk in, it's very empty. There's no one in it aside from the man behind the counter. It's a large, portly man with a big, facial hair that goes over here, like the Scottish style, no chin hair. Overlook. He's got long white hair. He's so portly that you just imagine that if you were to push him over, he would roll. And he comes through and says,
Fun.
Hello there. Welcome to Andrew's Clothing. I can see already who needs the help. Yes. Well, come on over here, Mr. Dwarf. I'll get you exactly your measurements there.
and you see he reaches into his pocket, and he like has to use one hand to pull the pocket open because the shirt's real tight, and then he reaches in and he pulls out what looks like a tape measure.
Well, come on now.
Well, what's that? What you gonna do to me?
I'm gonna figure out how much fabric to use when I make your clothes.
Do you have any clothing with magical properties here?
No. Why would I have that?
Oh, because we were told that you're a really high-end store.
We are. We're the #1 store in fashion in the whole city.
But nothing for magical properties.
I don't know if you know this, but not everyone's always risking their life, young gladiator. Some people just want to look good.
Do you know any stores that do have that?
A few, but I don't want to give away competitor information. If you're interested, give it a look.
Ed, I'm not sure.
Look.
Lucy.
You don't know our friend here, okay?
Actually, I do. I've been watching him on the crystal net.
Okay, so you know he's not gonna just accept any type of clothing.
I've actually been salivating at the opportunity to give him clothing. Mr. Slim, I promise you, if you try my garments and don't like them, well, then you're a lost cause.
All right, well, I guess we'll see how you do.
That's quite a bold statement. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. Good
All
luck,
right, then.
barbarian. Good luck.
All right. So he takes measurements.
I imagine you've never had any clothes before, so why not start you off with the nicest clothes you've ever felt? I'm talking velvet and linen and silk and, oh man, you're gonna look amazing. You're gonna love the way that you look. Probably.
I would
He
suggest-
guarantees it.
I would suggest something hearty to reflect his character.
I've been watching and I don't know about that. You know what they're calling you out there now? They're saying that, you've all received your nicknames. Did you know that? Each of you has a nickname now.
Is that so?
Did they
A
just-
gladiator.
They
It's a
hand those
gladiator.
out?
It's a gladiator. Well, the fans decide after watching, you see. There was a poll in the paper, and you were all given nicknames based on the recent things you've done over the last few days.
Excellent.
Yes. So, as a matter of fact, we stand in the presence of none other than the Golden Princess right here, and
He kind of like points to Lucy.
Well, that makes sense, I suppose.
yes, she was the first to receive a nickname. Actually, it was after only the first day. You can't just manifest a golden whip and not get some kind of repercussions after all. Yes. Now we have the peaceful Minotaur.
Yes, it's very
That just-
creative.
That seems like just a description, not a nickname.
I don't know if you know how polls work, but they're not always exactly, the best source of creativity.
They're usually straight.
If what people know me for is that I am peaceful, I will take it.
Right. And then we have none other than Victorson of the Glass Storm. Yes, they were calling you that in the stands, and it's already stuck.
Excellent.
Right, I like that one. I've mentioned.
Yes, and not last but not least, especially after that steamy moment you had with everyone's fan favorite Ipwit, they're calling you Slim the aggressively bisexual.
Well,
That was
I'm not sure what that means.
It means you just like a lot of people. You like people, regardless of who they are.
Well, sure, I do like a lot of people. That's nice. All right.
you recall when you laid a wet one onto Ipwit.
What did I do? Something.
Kissed him.
Lots of strange things happen when I'm in the moment of fighting.
You kissed him right over the crystal net.
Oh, I remember that. That was the kiss of death.
That's the name. That's why
I gave him the kiss of death. That's what I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what you will be amazed at how many people loved the fact that you did. I mean, people were drawing art of it. It was everywhere.
Well, I'd like to see some of that.
I believe the fans call it shipping. Yes.
Is that so? Like,
Well,
Yes. I believe it's short for relationshiping, I think.
I
They
assume
like
that
to
was
I
imagine
told
that
you about the time I
Maritime.
almost won me a ship in a game of cards.
you have not. I've literally never spoken to you until just now.
Where it happened.
it's
I was this close.
Well, all right then. So, I've got your measurements. If you want to wait, I'd say only about 20 minutes. I have a very talented staff, and we will get you looking fresher than you've ever looked.
All right. Well, I'm
Smells
gonna
pretty fresh already.
snack while I'm
That is
waiting.
not true.
What?
What? Sorry, he was replying to Slim. What were you saying, Beck?
Oh, I was just saying I'm gonna sit down and have a snack while I'm waiting, but I missed what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Slim is
Oh,
quite
so-
an accomplished.
Basically, Slim said he smells pretty fresh already, and then Andrew said that is not true.
Slim is
And
a fairly
could be right.
accomplished chef. I think he might appreciate pockets, a number of them.
Oh, I've been preparing this for at least 3-4 days. I already have the basic design. That's why it's gonna be so quick. All I gotta do is just cut it to specific specifications.
Well, craftsman, let's see your work.
Well, all right then.
All right. So with that, do you want to do anything for 10 minutes, 20 minutes while you fix this, or no?
I will complain loudly the entire time.
Where are we in the town? Is it similar to where we?
Yeah, it's actually a different section of town than where you are. It's much closer to the Coliseum is where you're at. And you do notice that the walls itself are just lined with like linen, folded linen for you to test out and try. There's everything from silk to like polyester, which you've never heard of before. It seems like it's a known word. But everything feels super soft and super bright colors, or super muted colors. There's like, it's very much a aesthetic looking, like it's all about aesthetics. Actually, when you do this order, he actually goes and shifts the sign that says open to closed, and says, I'm quarantining off the whole day for you. Well, this whole time for you. So
Well, now that's the service I like.
I'm a big fan, big fan. I contributed to the first drop you guys got, actually.
Well, that's
Oh, that would explain the letters.
Vic was quite pleased with that. Thank you very much.
Right. Well,
Now, if you could get them to stop throwing us into a pit and making us kill each other, that'd be nice too.
you're such a funny dwarf.
All right, and then he goes back into the.
I'm
Back
so
in the back.
fucking funny.
Lucy starts looking at some of the things around the store and to get ideas if she can make some based on finding out these new nicknames to see if she can make something for each person to kind of capture their nickname when they go and fight. So she's looking for like
Question: how would you capture Slim's nickname? Just what would
I
you
don't know.
do?
She already did that. She made him a codpiece that said spicy.
There you go.
I did,
Just highlight that moment. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
but I definitely want to think about it for the rest of us. So, yeah.
All right.
So she's gonna look for a few different materials. Are there any are there any glass pieces or like wire and different like a gold type of wiring or anything like that?
You do see several pieces of like turquoise like stone and some of the other stones that seem to be polished so much they almost reflect light a little bit, kind of like glass, that if you were to incorporate, you could probably give it the appearance of glass. Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna get some of those different kind of bejeweled looking things with wire and
So what are you thinking?
I'm just gonna go ahead and get a few things because I think that the more that we can capitalize on these new nicknames that we have, the more support we might get. I think it'll create audience impression and it'll get us support and appreciation.
You are one to capitalize on that aspect of things. I'm not particularly one for show. I'm one for making the battle happen and getting it over with. So it's up to you. I'm not sure whether or not I'd be interested in such a gift.
I'll keep it in mind though, Vic, and make sure it's something that maybe you can make use of.
Perhaps. But you are very
Stop pinching me.
To be fair, he's in the back, so you knew that. So you just there's no one touching you. That was that's
Oh,
the drugs.
you said he had a team of people. That's what I thought. it was.
Oh, right. The team of people are in the back with him, making like the.
Oh, he's
I
already
thought
gotten
that I was
measurements.
being measured.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Oh well, okay. We'll say for the sake of you not looking like you're on something. Yes. Okay.
Well, I got measurements now, so be back in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Now he goes. Now he's doing the stuff. All right.
So I'm alone. I'm with them. Okay.
Yeah, you're with them now at this point. Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought I was away from them for the 10 minutes.
Nope, I did not explain that properly. Then that's okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
Nothing in here really reaches out or appeals to Duras.
Yeah,
in any way.
I was gonna say just all right. So after 20 minutes comes by, he brings up some fabric. He's got it folded. He says,
I know I was only supposed to make you one outfit, but I made you 3.
and he kind of says,
Well, come over here and I'll put it on you.
I look at Lucy and Vic and Duras with just dread and terror on my face.
If you want to follow through with that note, you need
Okay. It's okay, you can do it. I'd kind of like walk him over there and keep my hands around his shoulder and comfort him like he's a little kid who's
Will it hurt?
Duras, have you ever bathed a hound?
No, but I have befriended an ogre.
Oh, well, that's not what I was implying. I'm just saying, be prepared.
all right. So he gestures you for you to hold your arm out. As you do, he slides what looks like a long sleeve shirt on, and as it rubs across your skin, it's not comfortable because you haven't had any shirt on for a long time, but it's not uncomfortable. It's kind of cool and it breathes. It's kind of almost like you're in the wintertime when you cover up in blankets and stuff, but it's always on, and it's very neat. And then it's made of silk. It's like a light pink kind of color, almost white, it's off white.
Okay, it's salmon. I got it.
Yeah, salmon. There we go. And then he gives you a large like dark purple vest to go on top of that. He gives you then a pair of slacks that are like the deepest black color you could think of. And he gives you a nice belt. There are several pockets both on the vest and the shirt, as well as several pockets in the pants, and there are even several pouches on the belt that's attached. He says,
Now, it comes with a hat. I don't know if you're a hat guy or not, but here.
and he gives you it's like a fedora.
I think this will turn you into the town's most dapper dwarf, personally. You know, I don't normally get to serve too many dwarfs in here. Dwarfs don't typically hang out here in this town. So, I don't know about everyone else, but I think he looks amazing.
It's quite a change.
Oh, one thing's missing, and he reaches in underneath his desk, and he pulls like a drawer. He runs through it a bit, and then he folds a piece of like red paper, or like a really red, not paper, but cloth, and he makes a pocket square, and he puts it in the front of the vest. Now you look dapper.
I look around. What other hats do I see? Actually, do I see a top hat anywhere?
Yeah, there would be a top hat here.
Well, you know, I don't mind his clothes, but this hat can go. But I do like that one over there.
Would you like a top hat that's even bigger than that? I mean, it might come across as comical, given your stature, but
Do
maybe
I
you-
look,
maybe
do
you
I
can
look
pull it off.
funny to you? I
no.
don't even say that with a straight face.
Play it up, Slim. Play it up. Take it.
Well, let's see. Let's see this giant top hat of yours.
All right. He reaches under his desk.
This is actually my personal top hat, but it's not for sale. But I want you to look the best you can, and I want everyone to know that we've outfitted you here. So
He pulls out a top hat, and you see that it's actually the same height as the one you pointed to. The secret to this is he puts it on his head, and he like moves his finger across the bill, and as he does, the hat goes. Whoop.
Nice.
it's magically adjustable.
It's magically delicious. Sorry.
Could be. I don't know. I've never tried eating it, honestly, but
Ooh, let me see that, Dad.
you can have it. There you go.
I put it on and I run my hand over it.
It
I
goes,
very happily turn to Ross and Vic, and I say, I think he likes it.
I run my hand over it again.
It is now, Doros, you look over when she says that, and now at eye level, there's a top hat. It's just at your eye level.
The outfit is very, very suiting for you, Slim. It looks quite good.
I take off the hat and I look at
It's quite literally a suit.
Is
When you
it?
take the hat off, it shrinks back down to the normal size that it was.
Can I put things in here?
I mean, I literally gave you 74 pockets, but if you want, yeah, you can put something in there, I guess.
I just wanted to make sure I had more.
Yeah, I emphasized. I've been paying attention to what Vic Dawson's been saying, and I emphasized storage in your design as well as look and fashion.
So, my weapons are around, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
So I take out. I've got there were 2 daggers, right?
There were 2, but you don't.
You only took one.
He left the other one back there.
Oh, I only took 1. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I took both. Okay. Sorry. So anyway, I take the hand axe, the dagger, and my battle axe,
Battle axe.
short sword, and I just.
There
see
are
how
loops.
it-
Yeah, there are loops on the belt designed for all of those things to be able to go in perfectly. And there is. He didn't know about the dagger specifically, but there is a sheath for your short sword.
Nice. So I get that, and is there any like pockets like inside the vest?
Mm-hmm.
Can I put a dagger in there?
I love this so much. I hate clothes. These are nice. I like these. These are good.
Hey, every character arc has to move.
I know. That's why I'm so excited about it.
I want his end game to be that he opens up his own fabric shop.
Level 20.
Yeah. Well, I never thought I'd say this. And there's a tear rolling down his eye. But I like them.
I knew you would.
And you see there's a tear. You look and you see that Andrew has a tear rolling on his eye too.
I knew you would. I'm so glad. I'm so happy.
Lucy runs over to Slim and wraps her arms
That
around
is.
Around the top hat. Oh no, it shrunk back.
and bends down. Yeah.
Well. That,
All right, don't make a
far better than I expected.
You're so handsome. Look at you. You're amazing. I look up at the crystal and I'm like, isn't he handsome, everybody? Look at this.
Well, let's see what else you got.
The other clothes he has are basically the exact same outfit with different colors, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
It's just it gives you the
This gives you the option to really accessorize. You can make it into whatever you want it to be. I mean, you can find yourself a backpack that you want to have, to carry more things, which we have those here for you too. find the color you want. I really only one backpack's included with that coupon, and I can't go too much more than that. But
And I'll take the backpack too.
do you want a brown one, a black one, a pink one, a white one? We got all kinds.
White.
White it is. All right. And he kind of goes over here and says, "You look amazing. I love the way you look.
Just
guarantee
completely.
it."
Now,
Mr.
I button up the vest. I got the shirt right. I got the. Well, it's just feels like there's something missing right around here. I'm looking around.
Oh,
See ties and stuff. Is that's what you want? You want a bow
See-
tie?
Do I see a big? Do I see a?
A bolo.
Yeah, no, a bow tie. I want to say. Do I say
Yeah.
what bow ties do I see? If I see a, what is it? So it's a salmon shirt. You said a green,
A
purple vest.
dark purple vest. Yeah.
dark purple vest, black pants.
I love that you were basically naked when we walked in here. Now you're like, my neck feels empty though. I feel like I'm missing something right in this area.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, I wasn't even replying. I'm just like, is he serious? Is this Slim? Okay.
I had no idea. I'm like, have you ever bathed an animal? Because
Well,
well,
I'll just take right to the water, I guess. Okay.
yeah, they do.
Apparently, I'm a Labrador Retriever.
That's when Duras leans over to Vic and he goes, "Is this what bathing a hound is like?"
Not typically. That's why I was expecting something different.
I would go up to Anders and say, I am so amazed and in awe of your abilities. I could kiss you. Thank you for helping our friends.
I really wish you wouldn't. My husband would be very upset if he found out that I was,
That's okay.
I appreciate it. I'm flattered, but I'm also like 3 times your age, I guess.
Well, no, I'm just grateful. It's okay. It's not like that.
Right. I know how he is, and I didn't want you to, take from his lead. Thank you for saying it first. Give me the warning.
You're welcome. I do have some materials that I want to buy from you. And if I do so, would you be able to direct me to a store that could help me magically enchant them? Because I do have some training in the background of that, and I need those supplies.
Roll persuasion. He kind of like looks at Slim and the fact that he was able to give him such a nice outfit. He's just like, you see him weighing on options here. He's
I'm
like,
gonna cast guidance.
can't do guidance in this situation like this. All right.
Not that you needed to.
Yeah. He says,
I just have
All
to
right.
say.
Yeah, you're gonna need to go over. If you want to get enchanted, there's only really one place I would trust my equipment being enchanted with, and that's Pomfrey over there. It's,
Are they the ones that enchanted your hat?
yes, actually, Pomfrey's is. They handle mostly minor, nothing for combat, but they do have the ability to enchant items, which means that theoretically, if you were to go to them and ask them for something to help you in the games, although I should probably warn you, I don't think that Sapine woman's been very good at teaching you about the rules. You're not really allowed to use anything that isn't made in the games or given through one of the drops. So if you buy stuff from out there, you're not really allowed to use it in the games. But you can make it if you buy the materials.
What's the point of it? Giving us gold then.
Oh, I don't know about that. People often just, want to give you guys stuff. And you can, buy materials and then make it yourself. It's just that, you have to make it in, it's got to be something that you made, basically.
Has to be watched over, sanctioned.
Pretty much.
So
I mean,
if
I don't know why they made the rule that way, but they did. It's been that way
So
for
if I buy something that gives me the ability to stitch in magic, that's okay, as long as I do it under their roof.
Yeah, if you want to buy like an Aether Stone or something like that, I mean that's expensive, but you could, if you have the stuff, you could make it. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean I've seen them do it in the past.
I can't
anyway.
afford an Aether Stone right now. You said, right?
it would be over 1,000 gold for an Aether Stone. Although they do have minor Aether Stones that are much cheaper, but the effects would be like it'd be like,
Okay.
just fun effects. Like it can make it smoke once per day or whatever.
It would make a hat
just-
grow.
I'm just imagining all the fun things I could do with an Aether Stone. Wow, the audience would just see some pretty cool stuff.
Roll performance.
Oh man, we're turning into that guy.
That's so awesome.
Well, she's rolling performance. Remember our Patreon if you really want to see us do some cool things. No. All right.
Oh my
okay.
gosh, the levels, the layers of this is.
Mm-hmm. It's beggarception over here. All right. Anyway, guys, we are good. You get a sense that
They saw it.
yeah, they know that you said it to them. All right. In the meantime, he'll say, Andrew will be like, if you ever want to come back here for more, and that linen that you wanted, you can just have. I can't. I gotta be honest. I'm not impartial. You're my favorite team, and I don't want any of you to die. So, if you guys can make yourselves look good, and get extra funding from your other fans because of something that I can contribute, then just have at
Thank
it.
you, Mr. Anders. If there's anything we can do for you, let me know. Let me know. I do seamstressing too, so if you ever need any help, let me know.
Well, if you're ever free and you want to earn some extra coin, I mean, having you as the celebrity seamstress would be pretty impressive, I think.
I'll keep that in mind if I earn my freedom one day.
He's networking.
I believe in you. I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
But again, I don't know anything about fighting, so you probably should get someone who's expert in that. But at least I really want you to be fine. I'm rooting for you. All right, well, you kids get out of here and have yourselves a great day. You've earned it after that fiasco.
All right. I'm still walking around kind of like this. Like you can tell, like I'm not sure how I'm supposed to hold myself now that I have clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we get outside,
You hear him say,
If you put your arms down, you're gonna feel the stuff contacting each other. It feels really neat.
you feel the slide of the silk.
when we get outside, I take a deep breath. Is this a button-up shirt?
Yeah, sorry. It's a button-up shirt. Mhm.
It's a button-up shirt, and the vest is buttoned up. Did they button it when they put it around me?
Yeah, he buttoned it around you, and then he put the vest over top of it. Yes.
Okay, and it's all buttoned up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when once we get outside and I'm not in front of him, I just kind of take a deep breath and I just rip the buttons out.
Of the vest or the shirt too?
Both, yeah, both. I just kind of rip it open.
All right.
So now it's just hanging open now, and I look at my friends, much better. And then I kind of stroll away, like stroking my ad until it's like 20 feet tall.
So you keep stroking it, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until the point where a wind blows, and you ooh, you think it almost knocks off your head.
I giggle when it happens. and then I swing it back down until it's like about the height of me, and then I hold it onto my head, and then I try to jump upside down and land into the hat.
Okay.
Okay, it is a standard piece of cloth, so it folds immediately, and yeah, you've just got a dented hat now.
Well, that didn't work, and I dust it off and put it back on my head.
Slim.
When you take it off, it goes back to normal.
Figuring out his style.
Yes, I
Yeah.
suppose it is a step in the right direction, and he's now
Yeah.
wearing pants.
What time is it again?
Probably about 7. Actually, yeah, about 7 at night. Yeah.
And when is he supposed to meet someone?
There wasn't a time given. It was just as soon as possible, and whatever time you go. There's a list of where Madam Sterling will be at whenever he arrives.
We need to rest. I need to rest. I don't want to speak for any of you.
Yes.
We need to rest too. Is this something that's going to take too long, Slim? If we go, well, I suppose you don't know.
I don't have any idea how long this will take, but I don't know what to expect. My mind is like glass storms over there. We should get a nap in before we
Yeah, let's go
go
now.
diving into the unknown.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go rest.
I
I feel like that
agree.
would make a good song.
Glass storm
Diving
No,
into the
that's not-
no,
Right.
just diving.
or glass storm.
All right.
Peaceful.
At this point, as you guys are walking out, you hear the lumbering steps that you've come to recognize, especially you, Doros. And you hear, "Hey guys!" As you've never seen him in the setting of like around a town. He's just wandering around. He's got his he's holding awkwardly on his club still. He's,
Hey everyone! I'm glad all right. We're in town, Doris. Isn't that cool?
when he gets up to us, I stroke my hat until my hat is as tall as he is. At
Oh
least
my
as tall as
God.
he is.
Can I use that? Can I have the hat?
I
Hell
think
no!
this is Slim's hat. Yes, maybe perhaps you can get your own one day. It is good to see you out here.
It's so weird. I had some kids try to take a mask off earlier.
Yes, that's I had a similar encounter.
I didn't even know I had a mask.
You don't.
Well, they were sure that I had it.
Yes, I understand. A mask is something that covers your face. If you aren't wearing anything, then you do not have a mask on.
He reaches up and like scrapes off part of the mold on his head.
Like this?
No. You just leave that alone.
He flicks it.
Okay. So I actually was looking for you, Vic. I want to learn how to make stuff like you. Can you teach me?
I don't see why not. I'm not sure how much time we'll have at the forge, but you can observe. I have plans to make another set of armor like this, but perhaps something a little more protective in the coming days.
Okay, I want to make a club that's like this, but like not so pokey.
Ah, that's called a mace.
Okay, can I make that?
Possibly, yes.
Will you show me?
Yes, I will help another team's.
He
Okay.
drops his club and goes and hugs you.
I'm so happy.
that's all right.
I'm gonna make stuff. Hey, Thoros,
He still got him like holding him up like 10 feet in the air.
did you hear? I'm gonna make
Yes,
stuff,
yes.
Thoros.
Perhaps put Victosin down so that he is able to appreciate your appreciation.
All right.
I'm
Oh,
whack-
sorry.
I'm whacking his back
He
with the
drops
hat.
you, so you fall like 3 feet before you hit the ground.
Oh, sorry. I got excited. Where's my club? I got it.
There you go.
Right.
So you picked up the club.
I
Yeah.
dust Vic's shoes off after he does that. I just kind of
It's all right. There's
put my
steel.
hat on. I glare at Gret a little bit.
The steel didn't do it.
I have a question. Where would I go to get some of the glass that Victosin broke for our last?
Yeah, well, that was you get the sense that it was some kind of magic, like conjured stuff. So once the glass broke and it fell, after like a few seconds, it all winked out of existence. So the actual glass that was broken isn't actually available, but you could get like just glass from almost anywhere that you know.
Where would I go to get that?
There's a general goods store that you could probably go to, or there's a couple places that you could. It wouldn't even require like a roll or anything. You could find it if you want. Just depending on how much you want, and we can go over that between the sessions if you want, just to get that done.
Okay.
All right. So does anyone want to try to achieve anything else tonight? Or are you gonna take a rest? Or are you gonna go to where the note says Madame Sterling is? What are you guys gonna do?
I think a rest is where we were in accord.
We're gonna rest, and I'm gonna start thinking about and looking into getting some of those things and potentially making them.
I think we can visit Madame Sterling tomorrow.
And I'd just like to ask around if whether there's a library or a church, a chapel of some kind in the city.
Okay. Yeah. So as you start asking this question, the first few people say they give you some directions, and as you go, Gus says,
Are you gonna teach me how to make stuff though?
It's not tonight, Kat. But we'll work on it.
Is it because I didn't? It's because I let him kill that guy.
It is not.
I didn't want to do that.
Yes,
We know.
Gus, we know.
We know.
Want him? Yes.
We know. You stood up for someone not on your team because they did not need to die. We understand that we are all being forced to make these decisions. And when you were able to choose, you chose to protect someone.
You made the right decision, Gut.
he smiles.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and try to work that fire now for a bit, and then when you get back, you can show me. Maybe I can figure it out. So, You guys just take care. You know, um, I'm just gonna go now. And you see, he kind of sighs. Again, you see a tear form on his in his eyes as he turns to walk away. Doris.
Gut, we will see you soon. We will be back, and I will assist in any way that I can in Victossen helping to show you how to craft your new weapon that you desire.
Yeah, no, I know. I'll be there. That's fine. See you guys. And he kind of lumbers off.
I have misgivings about teaching him how to potentially arm his entire team. It's not him. I'd love for him to learn a new skill.
I understand.
But I'm not stalling. I intend to teach him how to build a mace.
I appreciate that. I understand that he opposes us, and we are all trying to survive.
Well, so anyhow, I would like we'll just find the whereabouts of a library and church, but on the way back as we're kind of headed home.
Okay, so you don't want to visit them right now, or you want to just know?
No,
where
not
it's at?
visiting them. Not visiting
Okay.
them. It's just on my mind.
Okay. All right. Anything else you guys want to do while you're out in town?
Nope.
I just want to eat something and feed Moses. But I figured that Slim would take care of that.
Oh,
after.
don't you worry about that. I'll get you all fed before we hit the beds.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, you guys make it back to your quarters where you stay and sleep at right now.
Do we pass a food cart of some kind? Or any cellar open at this
Yeah,
time?
there are definitely some
unprepared food of like a grocery.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, most of the food by nightfall they've already started packing it up because it's not really preserving
also-
food's difficult. So
I've
if it's
also
like
bought some already. I've already
Yeah.
bought.
That's all I
yeah.
was going to do is
yeah, okay.
take a couple gold. And
If you wanted to buy like already made food, like a food cart, like whatever, they do have those. But like in terms of just groceries and stuff like that,
No,
yeah.
I know Slim takes pride in his
Okay.
preparation, so I was simply going to aid that.
Alrighty then. So you guys make it back to the your quarters. You do notice that when you get there, that there has been another letter left, kind of on top of your chest, where the chest would normally be on the stump in your quarters, and it's kind of like sticking up like a long ways out of the wood. And you see that it is written in Coronian, which is a form of common that you don't know unless you know it. Which I believe
Right.
the only person here that knows it is Vic.
Well, I can't read this.
Right? I'll read it.
I've seen this before. I've seen the language before, but I don't know how to read it. Do you know, Vic, how to read it?
I'm familiar with this is a Hand of Corone.
Oh,
What does it say?
yeah.
Yeah, it just says for the glass storm on the front in Coronian.
It says for the glass storm. So
Well, that's you, good buddy.
yes.
What did they give you?
I don't know. It was just a what was there? I missed that.
I'm just saying what's on the front of the envelope, basically the note.
Oh,
yeah,
there's an envelope. It says
yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's a letter in an envelope that's like setting up there, kind of.
Oh,
like,
all right.
Yeah.
So
I opened
I
up.
will-
the
I will.
There's no chest. I'm sorry. Where the chest would be normally.
It was a
that's what I'm
letter.
saying. Yeah,
and
on
then
the stump.
addressed to me.
Yes, addressed to you.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay, sorry. And you get it, and it says, written in a very eloquent and very what's the word? Calligraphical way. It says that your presence has been requested by Rachel, and you are entitled to bring one person with you, if you would like. That the dinner date is set for tomorrow night, and there's an address for you to go to.
I see.
What does the letter say?
It says it's optional. Obviously, it says that should you find it in your schedule to have the free time, then you and one other person can come and have dinner with her.
What does your letter say, Vic? Do you want to tell us?
A potential sponsor, perhaps. So
Yeah.
that It's an invitation to dine. It's not something I wish to think about tonight.
In Corone?
Not in Corone, no. By that Coronian diplomat, Rachel.
Ah. Yes, she did seem to be a fan of yours, as people have been saying.
Well, I've made a few of those, I suppose, in the last 18 hours.
Well, seems like you're gonna go get yourself a special friend.
Not looking for any of those, thank you.
Well, they're looking for you.
Well, anyhow.
Is it a request?
It is. It is a request. I'll think on it. Again, we are the priority. We have a lot on our plate, so I'm not sure bringing in another influence at this time is something that feels necessary.
As he's talking, Slim, out of the corner of your eye, you notice something that you. At first, you're like, "Is my vision going bad? I don't know what's going on." You see a figure walking over by Team 2. You see in the distance, back where where their team is, kind of by the forge. You see that there is, Dorothy is kind of holding, Biddy kind of like, shoulder, and kind of like, obviously comforting him, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that Cretan is attempting to, like, he's put on like a jester's hat and is trying to like dance around and try to like, entertain.
Mm-hmm.
And this all seems incredibly like somber, and you've kind of all of you have seen this part actually, kind of, in the corner of your eyes. It's kind of one of those things where you just don't, it's not really directly through your guys' business. But what you see is standing up, walking almost out of the fire, which you remember that the forge is directly below the dais.
Right. Yeah.
Coming out of the fire is a translucent, faint, shimmering figure of Halder. And that's what we're in tonight. So,
Oh,
What?
man.
What the hell? God damn it!
thank you all for thank you all for being with us this far and entertaining our story into your lives. Hopefully, you were entertained by our story. Again, if you find it in your hearts to subscribe to us here on Twitch, or if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a subscribe there too. We are a young group trying to just keep growing. So any support you can give us, whether it be on Patreon or any support, joining our Facebook page, going over to Monsters and More, D&D Monsters and More, and talking good about us whenever we post there. All of these things will help us tremendously as we grow. So just again, can never say how much we appreciate those of you who are supporting us and watching us. Even if all you want to do is just watch us, if that's all you can do right now, that leave a comment if you can. If not, just knowing that you're here with us and going on this journey with us means the world. So until next week, do your best to be the best version of yourself, and always stay genuine.
Hi, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.